Hello, hello, everybody out
Hey,
there on the internet.
hello everyone. How we
Welcome,
doing today?
welcome to Clockwork Cantina, episode 27. We're gonna talk some world building in our main topic, I believe.
Hey, yeah, some D&D world building. It's gonna be fascinating, I
It's gonna
think.
be an interesting thing. So, if you're in the chat and have questions about world building when we get to there, for the love of God, ask them because otherwise it's just gonna be me rambling, probably, and it'll be really nerdy. But first of all, yeah, Clockwork Cantina episode 27. I'm your host, Josh902, and this is our other host.
DT3. Hello everybody. Hope you're all having a good day today.
Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day. Uh, what you been up to this past week, man?
Um, I've been playing some more Kingdom Come Deliverance on stream. Some more Force Unleashed because I do that on Wednesdays right now. And then I've been playing, of course, a little bit of Ark. I saw a bit more of Full Metal. I'm on like episode 39, I think, or something. So
How long?
we're getting there, yeah. Um, and then of course I was very excited for the return of the Clone Wars for season 7.
Yeah,
I definitely saw that. That was amazing. I don't know if you saw the episode, but
I have not seen it.
it was awesome. Which is funny because like they it was an arc. This current arc, that the first arc of this season, is one that we had already seen, because they released it unfinished, like, without the proper animation and everything,
Yeah,
a few years ago, back when when they thought that we were never gonna get any more Clone Wars. So it's out there in an unfinished form, and I've already seen that, so I already know what to expect out of this arc. But I have to tell you, there's nothing like seeing it fully animated and complete with the sound effects and the music and everything, dude. There are it's incredible. I really like the animation for this seventh season, this last season. There is some like a couple one shots in there that look amazing. It's so good, man. Like you gotta check it out when you get the chance because it is pretty incredible. So yeah, I'm just happy that's back. And I was looking at the Hasbro, the Toy Fair stuff going on. They're releasing a Force FX Revan lightsaber,
I
which I was
saw
like, oh,
that.
that looks pretty sick.
They're doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. There's a
There's a
lot
lot of
of
reveals
Revan stuff
going on right now.
coming. There's a lot of Revan
Yeah, there
stuff in
is.
particular, though,
The
especially with like the
the
new
bla-
Black series.
the Jedi Black Series figure should be like starting to roll out already
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're shipping because
yeah.
because people are getting them, and then they've got a
Don't forget
lightsaber
though,
coming. It really makes you think.
yeah.
There's got to be something coming, right? It's just a lot. It
I don't
seems
know,
like all
man.
of a
I
sudden to
was
me.
watching the Hasbro thing today, and they're like, "Oh, with this fan favorite figure or fan favorite character, they kept mentioning him. They kept mentioning Revan like in a fan favorite type of way. So
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, it's not weird. It's awesome, but
I love it. I love it though. Yeah.
yeah, no,
And
I
what's cool
dig
is
it.
that the lightsaber is, you know how those like Force FXs are like usually like, it's just a lightsaber, you turn the color. This one you can either switch it from red to purple,
Yeah,
the color, and it's
saw it
gonna
on
come with
Twitter.
like a kyber crystal too. That looks pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, I don't own any of those lightsabers. I've never bought one. I might buy this one.
That one looks cool, man. I like it.
Cause they're
Yeah.
usually pretty expensive.
They are.
Um,
Yeah.
but that one I think would be definitely worth.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, that looks cool, man.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
cool stuff coming out of that toy fair. There's some fucking GI Joe shit, I
There
think,
is, yeah,
right?
yeah. There is, yeah, yeah.
You
And
can.
they were talking about the like because this year's the 40th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back, so they were talking about a lot of Empire stuff. And yeah, they were talking about GI Joe. They were talking about Marvel stuff. All the things that Hasbro owns. It's pretty cool though. I was checking it out for a bit, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff coming out. So
a lot of my info from it just came from Twitter. Um,
hmm
I just scrolling down and I think it's yakface.com. The yak
yeah,
face
Yak Face,
guys, yeah,
yeah, Yak Face.
showing stuff.
Yeah, they're all about the Star Wars figures and all that stuff. Yeah.
And I saw the GI Joes, and the GI Joes are pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of cool toys coming. If you're into toys, I like to collect. I'm very specific about what I like to collect in terms of like the action figures. I like getting like
Mhm.
I mostly like getting like the stormtroopers and like
Hmm.
anybody with a lightsaber, pretty much, are like the
Yeah, I get you.
two main ones that I like to get.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's all you've been up to?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. You
All
know.
right. Well, I beat Fire Emblem. I don't think I said that last week. I think I beat it right after Clockwork Cantina. Maybe right before. Either way, it's completed. I completed one run of my Black Eagle uh route. There are two other routes in the game. Plus they have some DLC side stuff now that I haven't bought yet and probably so.
Cool.
I've been playing Wasteland 2, the director's cut. Um
Hmm.
I was watching Koebel play it and I was like, "Man, you know what? I need to go back to this game because I never beat it. I played it once a long time ago." So I got my squad. Daniel's in my squad. I'm in my squad. We got Dababa in my squad, and we got Jake. They're all in my squad. And
Rolling out.
they sucked really bad until I got them some upgrades, and now they're doing pretty
Ain't that
good.
some shit?
Doing pretty good.
That's
Daniel
usually how those games are, though. It's like, oh, you're like you're in front of somebody with a knife. Oh, you miss somehow.
and Daniel's my knife
Like
guy.
what?
He goes around and just shanks motherfuckers. I got you a very special knife. It's like fucking you hold it. It's almost like one of those Tonfa knives. It's fucking out blade comes out of the bottom. Stinking motherfucker. It's great.
Oh, damn.
I've watched some stuff this week. I don't
Mm.
usually get to watch things. I got to watch the big. I got to watch a movie, and
Oh, what'd you watch?
last night I also watched a TV series like all the way through.
Oh, look at
Um,
that.
yeah, it was crazy because I got off the computer early and was like, I'm gonna watch this. So the movie
What'd you
I
watch?
watched Toy Story 4 for the first time.
Oh, I still need to watch that.
It's very good. It's very good.
Really?
It's yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It's very emotional. It
Oh. Well, that's like all
That's
the
like
Toy
all the
Story
Toy
movies,
Stories,
right?
yeah, and like
Yeah.
so it's good. It's good. Um,
Cool, man. Yeah, yeah. I gotta
yeah.
check it out. I haven't yet.
I watched it with my nephew and my dad and my mom. We were like had like a movie night, and it's like, yeah, let's go hang out.
Cool, man.
And what I watched last night was on Netflix. It's an anime. I think I told you about it. It's a steampunk boxing anime called
Mm.
Levius.
Okay.
This anime's dope as fuck. I watched.
Is it?
It's
How many
12.
episodes is it?
It's 12 episodes. They're 30 minutes long, so
Mhm.
you can knock it out pretty quick. Um, this came out November 28th of 2019, so it's fairly new still.
Okay.
Um, it's uh it's awesome. I enjoyed it. The music's great. It deals with like it's steampunk boxing. There's a character named Levius. He's missing an arm, and he has like like a steampunk fucking arm. And there's this sport called metal boxing where these fighters who are augmented to do this metal boxing. They're all like amputees. They like none of them have like their actual arms. They've had them removed or just don't have them, and they have these steampunk enhanced limbs that they use to box with in this ring.
Mhm.
And it's pretty brutal. The
Really?
fighting's good. It's a
Is it like
little
was it like bloody and stuff or no?
it's slightly bloody, slightly, not a lot, but it's there.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
I was
Okay.
reading that the manga is more bloody, but the manga. I looked this up after I
I
got
can
done
imagine.
watching the show.
Uh-huh.
The manga is like way different than the show. That like
I could.
there's characters that are dead in the manga that are still alive in the anime. Like they like there's a character that dies in the very first issue of the manga that's in the anime all the way to the very end and is supposed to be dead by now. So they went like a different direction almost completely.
Yeah, I could see that. They do that with several things. Yeah. Like like I
Which
know The Walking Dead did that with the comics and the show, and like there's things that do that. They
yeah,
deviate so it's not the exact same, and they can
and
change things up and
it's
everything.
actually a
Yeah.
lot better, I think, the show is than the manga would be. The manga sounds like it would not be as good.
Mhm.
Just reading through their story.
Yeah.
Um, what was I gonna say? There's also like some conspiracy going on in the background about these kidnapped children. So I don't want to get too into spoilers, but there's some sort
Yeah.
of like
Sure.
weird conspiracy going on in the background. So it's not just about this is the sport of metal boxing. Like there's some
There's more to it.
yeah, there's more underneath. It's got a little bit of depth to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
Okay. I see.
Also, there's a character named Zach Cromwell that looks just like fucking Rick if he got really buff and was a coach in anime. Like, I'm not even joking. I think I sent out a Snapchat. It showed a picture of him, and Calvin messaged me. He's like, "That's Rick if he was like more buff and had one eye." I was like, "Yes, it is. It looks just like
That's
him."
funny.
Um, this also uses that sort of CGI animation style. It's not like really drawn. They look kind of very It kind of makes me think of, oh god, blanking.
CGI anime, huh?
Yeah, yeah, like very three and weird. That kind of. It took me a minute to get used to it, and then I got used to it. It made me think of what's that mech anime we watched? That's or not anime. It's
The I
let
know
the
what you're talking about.
let the good
The one
times
with
roll.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
blanking on the name so
Um,
bad, and I
um,
enjoyed it
um,
so good.
um, 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 I know it has Maisie Williams, David Tennant. I'm blanking out on the name right now at the moment. It's from Rooster Teeth. Why am I forgetting the
I
name
know,
of this?
I know, dude. I forgot it too.
I have it like
Genlock,
at the tip of
fucking
my tongue.
Genlock.
Genlock. I knew it started with a G. I was trying to think of what else went
It
after it
kind
though.
of made me think of Genlock a little bit. I think it's a little bit more extreme in terms of style, so it's a little bit more. If you don't really like this, you're probably not gonna like this
Hmm.
um, animation style. But I dug it, man. It's good. It's 12 episodes. I want to see. It has one season. I want a season two.
Hmm.
Um, Especially because I'm a big fan of cyberpunk stuff. And
Yeah.
but yeah, check it out if you
Cool.
ever get time. It's 30-minute episodes and 12 episodes. So
That's cool.
I was able to knock it out in a day, which was it's
It's
unusual
certainly
for me. So
easier to get through stuff when it's not as long. You
yes,
know, when it doesn't take as long. Because when there's a lot of episodes and they're like an hour long, it's like, dude, you're gonna have to. It's gonna take me a minute to get through this. Because yeah, like, I'm still trying to get through, Full Metal Alchemist, and I've been watching that for a hot minute now. So I
yeah,
gotta,
it's got a lot of
it's,
episodes.
I'm almost in the 40s though. I'm in like on episode 39 though, so
Oh
we're
my god.
getting there.
Oh, I also have to say the villain, or I don't know if he's a villain. I guess he's the villain.
The antagonist,
The antagonist. His name is literally Dr. Clown. That's his last name,
great.
Clown. And he's like kind of like one of those outrageous villains.
Hmm.
It's he's a little ridiculous. But what
Yeah.
I found fascinating about the show is that there's a character that comes in. He's literally in one episode, and I'm like, oh, this guy's a kind of a dick, but I sort of
Uh-huh.
like him a little bit. And then the very next episode is like, I really like this guy. Oh my god, what's happening? What's going on? In two
I'm supposed to
episodes,
hate this guy, but I like him.
in two
Yeah.
episodes, they made me like this guy.
Dang.
Which I'm not going to spoil any of the names unless you watch it, but you'll probably know who I'm talking about if you watch the show.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's
Cool.
good.
Cool.
Check it out if you got time, people.
Awesome.
Uh, I think that's all I got. That's all I got. I don't think I have
All
anything
right.
else.
Well, we can head on into the news then.
All right, let's hit that.
We're
Daniel,
going to the
Daniel is our
news.
newsy, yo. He gets all the news
Uh,
for us.
I got some interesting game news. I got a little bit of everything today.
Hell yeah,
We got some, yeah, we got some news. I put some in here as a joke.
that's
You'll
fine.
you'll you'll see which ones they are when we get there.
Oh boy,
But yeah, some are pretty and some of the stuff in here is very interesting.
oh, there's been some
I'm
news
like
coming out today.
yeah, there's been some very interesting news within the past week. So I'm excited to talk about some of this stuff.
All right,
So with our first piece of news, we're in the video game territory.
yeah.
PlanetSide 2 is getting a big update as developer tries to build interest in a sequel. The studio is committed to do whatever they need to do to move the franchise forward. So PlanetSide 2 is a multiplayer combat game. It first launched in 2012, so we're talking like 8 years ago at this point. It's getting a big update on the 26th, so next Wednesday. Um, the sequel has not been announced, but they're doing whatever it takes to keep the franchise going. Uh, the rumors of a Planet Side 3 originally started, well, not originally started, but like they had like new there was new life in them in October of 2019. Uh, so yeah, there's nothing in development yet, but they're trying to get things going for hopefully, they hopefully want to make another one. So we'll see how that goes. I have only played a bit of Planet Side 2 myself. I played it back when I had like my shitty laptop, and I was somehow able to run that for a little bit. Granted, it was very shitty, but I'm surprised that that laptop was able to run that game because that is a fucking crazy game, dude. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've played it.
We have
Yes.
played it. I played it with forever ago on Discord. I
Oh
think
man, we
that was one of the
we
first
played it
things.
didn't we play it like on stream a few times
Yeah, we
with
played it with Aaron
yeah, we played with Aaron and Calvin, and yeah, we
and
did, yeah.
Eric even played with us a few times, I think. And
That was fun,
we
man.
had some good
Yeah.
times in there. Like we get a whole big old squad rolling. It was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was
Yeah.
cool for like a kind of a pickup, and we'll play this for a few hours kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had fun with it. But yeah, like I said, I'm surprised I was able to run that on my crappy laptop back in the day, dude. I would be curious to see how this game would run on this computer that I'm currently on because this is a way better machine. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to see if they do something else with this because, like, again, I don't have a whole bunch of experience with the Planet Side games, but
I don't either.
if they ever made, if they, for what I played with the second one, it was fun. So I mean, if they do a third one, then yeah, fuck it, dude, do it, go for it.
Definitely one of
Seems like
those. If there's enough people playing it, and I know those people, I'll play with them. Fun.
yeah.
What else you got?
Moving on. Empire of Sin has been delayed until fall 2020.
Yeah, disappointing. Well, disappointing, but also glad because it's hard not to be disappointed when you're looking forward to something. But I'm also glad that it's gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna tighten this up. We're gonna make it even better. So yeah, gotta do.
Yeah. Brenda Romero's Empire of Sin, turn-based set game in the Prohibition era Chicago needs more time. So the announcement was made on Twitter, on the Empire of Sin accounts. Extra, extra! Read all about it. We have an update regarding the release of Empire of Sin, and they did a little cool little message. As any good bootlegger knows, good liquor can't be rushed, and the same goes for game development. This is why we have decided to move the release of Empire of Sin to fall 2020. We appreciate all your support so far and trust that you understand why choosing quality over speed is important. After all, everyone knows you gotta stay sharp to make it in Chicago. So that was a message from the game director Brenda Romero. Uh, which there's been a lot of game delays this year, but again, I always say this every time there's a game delay. We rather that happen instead of getting a game that you know comes out and doesn't, because anytime a game comes out and it's like it gets shit on when it releases, you're doomed forever, man. Because
Yeah,
like it's nothing but bad news then. So it's I always think it's a good thing to wait, take your time with something, then release it when you're ready, and then have it be good, and then you're good. You don't have to worry about like all that other stuff. But
this is
yeah, I
one of
know.
those games I'm looking forward to very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I was gonna say this is a game Josh is definitely looking forward to.
Yeah.
When was it supposed to come out originally?
I don't think it ever had like a definitive date, but it was supposed to be like springtime.
Okay,
I want to say. I don't think it ever
so
had a hard date.
so that's not as bad then because it didn't even have
Yeah.
like a set date. So
It was
that's cool.
like coming this spring, I think, is what they
I
said.
will say though that a lot of good games are coming out towards the end of the year now because of all these delays.
Yeah, start your saving now to be
Ho-
prepared.
yeah, holiday season. There's gonna be a lot of games coming out
Yeah,
in
boy.
addition to like the new consoles and stuff too. So oof, it's gonna be a heck of a holiday. Moving on, The Witcher 3 Switch update adds PC cross save, new graphics options.
That's pretty dope.
So you can take your save file from Steam or GOG and move it to your Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so on and so forth. So
Once you're port
uh,
your goodness.
yeah,
It
if,
now.
exactly, exactly. So if that's something that you want to do, I played this game obviously all on Steam. I feel like the graphics, like I don't know, I just feel like the game. I'd be very curious to see how like the different the like the I want to see like a side by side between Witcher Switch, Witcher PC, because I imagine it's quite significant.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're like, oh, they're saying here that they're adding new graphics options, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Yeah, that they're adding like a Steam or a PC cross save from the PC to the Switch.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, if this is a game that you've wanted to play or you already have, and you have it on the Switch or PC or whatever, you can just move your save back and forth. So
Once your portable run.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe you're getting on an airplane and you're like, you know what? I want to kill some motherfuckers while I'm flying.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, exactly. Damn straight. Uh, Speaking of Nintendo Switch, a new Coral Pink Nintendo Switch Lite is coming in April.
I saw
So
this.
originally, if people remember, there was three original Switch lights. There was a turquoise one, a gray one, and a yellow one. That were the first three. Now they're coming out with a pink one. Uh, it's gonna be out on April 3rd. Uh, Obviously Japan gets it sooner, in March 20th, alongside the new Animal Crossing game. The Switch colorway isn't Animal Crossing themed like the Animal Crossing Switch console, the New Horizons one. But it's gonna be 199.99, so $200. This Switch Lite.
There it
So
be.
yeah, they
I got a
yeah
picture
they
of it up on the screen, guys, if you
yeah
can
there
see
it
it.
is. That's so yeah, they had a yellow one, a turquoise one, and a gray one, and now they're adding into the mix a pink one if you're into the color pink,
Can almost hear the Baba squeak.
right? But yeah, there you go. So they're adding another color into the mix of that. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, I think it looks good. I like it.
Yeah, these Switch lights have a very like clean look to them,
Yeah.
for sure.
It just switches you. Fun.
Yeah. Um, what else we got? Um, oh, Jackbox Party Pack 7 was announced on Twitter. It's coming to fall to all the major digital platforms. The Jackbox Games account tweeted out a picture with five little kittens and then a Jackbox Party Pack 7 logo. Which is kind of weird because I feel like the sixth one just came out. So I'm like, wait, what? But then again, these come out like every year, don't they? So
Yeah, and they're very popular. They're good little party games.
yeah, I have a few of them. I have 1, 3, and 5, and yeah, they're fun. But it was just kind of weird to me because like I thought the sixth one just came out, but I guess it's been a few months now, maybe, or I don't know. But and it's not like this one's gonna come out right away soon either. It's gonna come out in the fall or yeah, but like I don't know. It's like the sixth one just came out. But anyway, yeah. So that's confirmed. What else we got here? Oh, after a long wait, Mountain Blade enters early access on or Mountain Blade 2 enters early access on March 31st.
Jesus, we've heard about it. This game has been announced
The
for how long now?
Bannerlord has been in development for nearly a decade,
Jesus.
is what it says. Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord finally has a release date. The hybrid action strategy game will enter early access on March 31st for $49.99. Tail Worlds is selling the game through Valve Steam Marketplace and the Epic Game Store. Uh, so there you got some options there with that. Developers opened up a closed beta to interested fans early last year and announced the March 2020 release window over the summer. Uh, but yeah, finally, at the end of next month, it'll be available for those who want to play the game.
I'm probably gonna check it out. Are you gonna check it out? Are you gonna try to check it out?
I want to play the other one first, to be honest.
First one?
Yeah, Mountain Blade Warband, the 2010 one.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's.
Oof.
I mean, it's a little rough looking because it's from back in the day.
Well, I mean, it's 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, you know what?
they really
I'll
don't.
see.
They really don't have
I'll see.
stories. I
If
don't
if there
think.
if okay, well, if there's no stories, then I'll just get the new one then. Yeah.
I don't think so. And like you kind of. I think it's one of those you kind of make your own story
Oh, okay.
deals. I could be wrong. If anybody knows, let us know. But from what I played it, and I don't remember much of a story. I remember like you go to castles, run around, and have fights. That's what I remember happening. I could be completely wrong though.
Okay, well that's cool. The franchise allows players to create their own band of warriors and lead them into battle, commanding infantry, archers, and mounted knights. Okay. It's a bit like playing the Total War series, but while directly controlling your commander on the field of battle. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's finally happening for those have been waiting for this for nearly 10 years. It's you just gotta wait another month, and then you'll have it. So,
You'll have it in your hands.
um,
I'm definitely gonna check it out. So probably talk about it on here.
yeah. Um, Here's something that I found very interesting that I read last night.
What you got?
Moving on to other news is that EA canceled a Star Wars Battlefront spin-off last year.
Yeah.
So in addition to all the many Star Wars games that have been canceled, we now have another one that's been canceled. So last spring, EA canceled a spin-off for the Battlefront series. It's a third game that the publisher, canceled since 2017. It was going to be codenamed Viking, or it was codenamed Viking. It was supposed to be. They had it. They imagined the release date for it to be this year in the fall, so fall 2020, alongside the next gen consoles, right? So
Nice.
it was gonna be like a new part of the next gen release. But it became, but the EA executives figured the timeline was unrealistic, so they canceled it. Um, so the backstory apparently starts in 2015 in San Francisco at Visceral Games. They were developing, the heist, the Star Wars heist game that was canceled, which was codenamed Ragtag. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I remember. It's been a while, but
So yeah, Ragtag, that one. That was the Amy Henning game,
yeah.
if for those who are wondering. And then October 2017, they shut down Visceral and canceled Ragtag. Uh, and apparently those art assets for that game were shipped to the EA Vancouver for a new open world Star Wars game. And then there was a second game codenamed Orca that was in development all of 2018 until that was canceled as well. Uh, and apparently this was going to be a smaller one that was planned for release in fall of 2020. Uh, which again, yeah, it's the one that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
The one that's going to come out with the next gens or whatever. Actually, no, that was another one. Yeah, because the one we're talking about is called
Oh,
Viking. This one was called Orca. So there was another one that was supposed to come out alongside the next gen. It was a smaller project. It's not a whole lot of information on it, but it was just another one that was called Orca.
huh.
Anyway, the one that we're talking about right now, codenamed Viking, was designed to be a spin-off of the Battlefront series with open world elements. Uh, the plan was to bring in Criterion, uh, who's best known for games like Burnout and Need for Speed and that kind of stuff, to expand more genres. EA Vancouver spent time designing ideas and prototypes for Viking, and then Criterion came on board soon after. But then that's when the problem started because Criterion on paper was the lead studio, but there was logistical challenges of cross country game development. So apparently there was like too many cooks, like when there's too
Yeah.
many, like, yeah. So it was that kind of thing. And then apparently it became clear that Viking would never be finished in just a year and a half. And the executives at EA had no interest in extending the timeline, so it was canceled in the first half of 2019. And I'm kind of surprised that no one had like mentioned this at all until now. You know,
Yeah.
like we didn't even know this thing, like some of this stuff was happening until now. So it's kind of. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you like dig for information, right? It's like they keep these things well hidden, or they don't talk about them,
I
and
think we even said a while ago. There's no telling how many games we've never even heard of that have just been
exactly
canceled
that have just been
again.
canceled,
Just
man.
like
Yeah,
what could have been.
yeah. So that's what happens. But there, speaking of all these canceled games, we do have we have two games in development, at least that we know of right now that EA is doing. They're doing a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, for Respawn. Respawn's doing a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order,
It'd be crazy not to.
and then EA Motive is doing a smaller, quote, more unusual project over there in Canada. So
Star Wars XCOM.
we'll see. They call it a smaller, more unusual project. So we don't know what that is yet. But we were getting a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, which again, like you said, they'd be crazy not to. And then something else. So at
I
least we
wonder
have
what they
two
mean
two
by
coming.
unusual. What's unusual nowadays?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The smaller, more unusual. What that means, who knows? It could be just about anything. But I'm
It's
curious.
a card game. Nah, that's not. That's actually I expect that
A
now.
card game? Oh, jeez, please no. Make that in a mobile game. Don't do that. Don't make that a real game.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen games of everything, so what could possibly be unusual? Hmm. Anyway,
Another thing is that they recently came out with the Nintendo came out with a direct for the newest Animal Crossing New Horizons game. I don't know if you saw that or
I didn't
seen
play
anything
it.
on it. There's a link in the chat right there. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it says this video is unavailable.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Hmm. Oh, you know what? I know why. I know why it's unavailable because Nintendo took it down and then they re-uploaded a new one.
Ah,
So disregard that one. Cause yeah,
disregard.
I heard
Disregarded.
I heard that yeah, Nintendo took this one down and they uploaded a new one. So yeah,
Probably
forget about
find
that.
it.
But anyway, I mean, it's like a 20 something minute video. We're not gonna watch the whole thing,
Oh
but
no,
like,
we could flip it.
yeah, we just want to skim through it and talk about it a little bit. Cause I'm not gonna lie, this game looks interesting, man. It looks like a fun little game, dude. Like I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be like a multiplayer aspect to it, so you can go to like your friends' islands or whatever the hell,
I've never played any of these. I haven't.
and it's it's I get like very strong like Stardew Valley slash like those type of game vibes.
Yeah, one of those.
There's like there's like customization and like all kinds of cool stuff, man. Like it's a pretty. It looks like a very neat little game. So I would be down. I'd actually be down to play this. I'm
I might
not gonna
check
lie.
it. I might check this direct out after the.
Yeah, definitely check it out. We're just gonna skim through it, but it's like a 20 something minute direct, and there's a
Yeah,
lot of cool
it's
info.
almost 30 minutes according to that. Like, which that's a long ass video.
Yeah, yeah, like 27 minutes or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool stuff in it. You can just skim through it and take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, it looks there's northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. It comes out in less than a month. There's seasons, spring, winter, summer, whatever, fall. And yeah, it's pretty neat, dude. It's pretty neat. I think it looks like a fun, neat little game. I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are getting this. I know a lot of people who are getting this.
Yeah.
So I feel like I might get it, because there's certainly gonna be plenty of people playing it. I know several people that are like gonna turn into like primarily strictly Animal Crossing streamers once this game comes out.
Yeah.
So that's gonna
Hey,
be
you get to decorate your house. That's
yeah, you
cool.
do, man. Yeah, and then not only that, but they show later in the video. Well, first off, you start off with a tent, right? But then later, like, oh,
Uh,
you can get a house, and if you want to expand on the house, you can get expansions on it or whatever. So you can make it bigger, you can decorate it, you can do the walls,
it
the
makes me
floor, and all
think
that
of The
other shit.
Sims, to be
Kind of,
honest.
yeah. I mean, that's what I said. It's like Animal Crossing with all that stuff, and then the Sims, and like it's like a bunch of it's like these like all these looks so you can do expansions and stuff. It's like all these. There's like crafting in it. There's like a bunch of cool little like neat mechanics and stuff you can do in this, man. It's
Pretty
pretty.
cool. Yeah,
Looks like a neat little game, and then like the style of this game with the characters and stuff is always like cutesy or whatever.
up
Just the
to
same
was
style
it
we're
that said
used to.
up to 8 users can live on one island.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Exactly, man. So yeah, it looks like just a like a fun little game, man. I keep saying that, but I mean it's true. It just looks like a neat little thing that you can spend a bunch of time in.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean it looks pretty neat. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on it. I'm not sure when I'll get it. I don't know if I'll get it right away because new
Dang.
games are rough, but
Things are coming, man. Like you got fucking Final Fantasies coming,
that's true. There's a bunch of
fucking
stuff coming. But
Last of Us 2.
definitely this is definitely oh, and this is cool too. You can like download custom designs from like the older games or whatever. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one. Seeing what happens. I'm just gonna be seeing who gets it and all that stuff. So yeah, maybe you'll be seeing us play it. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, they're adding new characters, showing off the old ones, all that stuff. Definitely check it out on your own if you want to. It's like Josh said, almost a half hour video. Um, yeah, so
There's a ton of info in it. Like if it's 30
there
minutes
is.
long, there's a
It's
ton of
They
info in
split it
it.
up into 3 parts. The first one is like all the stuff we already know, and then they have like 2 other parts that are new stuff. So check it out. And yeah, it's pretty neat. Uh, moving on. From that, there's a new Batman the Animated Series board game coming out.
Oh hell yeah! Oh this.
It's called Shadow of the Bat. So it's from the folks at IEW Games. And it's pretty cool because uh, I believe it was a Kickstarter game, wasn't it?
Think so?
Batman the Animated Series Adventures. Uh, yeah. So I'll post a Kickstarter link in the chat. I found it. There it is.
Big box of action.
And there's like Shadow of the Bat. There's like all these. The minis are cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's Batman, Jim Gordon, Batgirl, Catwoman, Robin. I love the animated series, dude. It's like
Massive.
one of my favorite Batman things ever. Harley Bullock, Isis, uh, Renee Montoya, 2 GCPD beat cops, the Joker, Harley, Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, Scarecrow, Penguin, Two Face, Man Bat, bunch of like hired guns and enforcers that Batman can whoop on. Some innocent bystanders. The dice are cool. Look at that Batman dice. That looks sick. There's Commissioner Gordon dice. There's Robin dice, Batgirl dice, Batman, Battle dice, Catwoman dice. There's a rule book, a mission book, 7 hero sheets, 36 hero skill cards, 82 4x1 or 4 versus 1 villain ability cards, 45 gadget cards, 13 4x1 villain cards, 13 AI villain sheets, 20 initiative cards, 5 ally cards, 287 tokens, 20 initiative cards. I think I said that already, but and there's an exclusive Alfred Pennyworth mini here.
Oh, this is ongoing. Ongoing
Uh,
Kickstarter. Eh?
and it looks cool, man. This looks awesome. There's like, oh my god, there's more stuff here. There's like the Grey Ghost. There's Zatanna. Jesus, this is awesome. Oh, there's Etrigan, dude. That's so cool.
Yeah, he's like the current stretch goal.
Yeah, this looks cool, man. This looks fun. I would love to play this game.
This is one of those things that like there's so much. It's like
Yeah, there's
I'm
a lot to this
afraid
one.
I wouldn't understand it all. This is why I would usually watch Shut Up and Sit Down on YouTube. They do board game reviews. So maybe when this comes like physically comes out, they'll do.
Hmm.
Pretty cool though.
It
I'm down.
yeah.
19
Oh,
days.
it looks awesome. Yeah, there's 19 days to go, and it's still ongoing. So
If you want
definitely check it out.
everything, it's $225.
Yeah.
That gets you all the stuffs.
I also posted the link in the D&D server if you're on that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, super cool. Super cool game. So definitely check that out if you're interested in some Batman the animated series board game,
Use the mini. You're fighting
right?
this clown.
Oh, Jackson Tatum? Jackson Tanis?
He'd be Man
Anyway.
Bat.
Anyway, that's a cool little game that I wanted to talk about quickly because
Yeah, no, it's cool.
that's
We
some cool
love board
stuff, man.
games, and we just don't get to play
Yeah.
them that often.
Moving on. Um, there's some tabletop news. Apparently, Kickstarter employees vote to unionize,
Yes.
so that's something that's been happening. What else we got? Have you heard of this game called Mysterium Park?
Mm-mm.
It's a tabletop game. Uh, there's actually a little trailer here. So
Hit me.
I'll see if you wanna see if this piques your interest. It's a
Like,
little 43-second trailer there.
you freed the goose of the manor.
The ghost of the manor, yeah.
Now discover a new universe
Hmm.
with candy
Sweet sugar,
popcorn
popcorn.
full of dark secrets.
Look at that guy.
I like the character design. Another ghost. It's you.
Hmm.
Mysterium Park.
Welcome to Mysterium Park. It's cotton candies, it's circus, and its dark secrets. The former director disappeared, but the investigation came to nothing. Since that night, weird things happened on the fair. As psychics, you're convinced that a ghost haunts this carnival. You're now intent on giving it a chance to reveal the truth. Mysterium Park will be released at the end of 2020. Yeah, so
That's cool.
interesting little thing. Wonder Woman Challenge of the Amazons is a new cooperative game where Wonder Woman and her Amazon allies work together to defeat Ares, Cersei, and Cheetah. The game includes 5 Amazon miniatures, including Wonder Woman, all of which are paintable. Amazon Challenge of the Amazons. Amazon Challenge of the Amazons. Wonder Woman Challenge of the Amazons is currently available for pre-order for $35 and comes out next month. So if you want to see what that looks like, here's a little Amazon link. See if I can get that real quick. Boom. Here's a little Amazon link for that. Not sponsored, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Maybe one day.
Oh, could you imagine? Jesus. The minis look kind of cool.
They do look cool. I like them.
Yeah.
Those
So
look actually.
yeah, good stuff there.
Probably worth it just for those minis.
There's a what is this? There's a Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid uh game that was also up on Kickstarter. Uh it was what is it? Back to the Grind. It's available for pre-order now. But I'm looking at the Kickstarter page. It's getting ready for phase 2, which will feature 3 new expansions to grow the franchise. It followed a massively successful Kickstarter campaign. The 3 expansions available for pre-order. What is this? The Zeo Ranger pack, the Mega Goldar Deluxe figure, the Legendary Tommy Oliver set, which includes 4 different figures depicting Tommy as a Mighty Morphin Green and White Rangers. Turbo Red Ranger, Dino Thunder Black Ranger, as well as Cyborg Tommy monster figure. Each expansion costs $40 and set to be released by this. I'm not really a huge Power Ranger guy, but I know some people out there are, so
Yeah,
wanted to mention
I
that.
grew up with them. I liked them when I was a kid. I still think they're pretty dope, but I don't know if I could ever really.
The dice look cool. I'll say that. The dice look kind of neat. The Ranger dice set. Anyway, there's a Blade Runner 2049 Nexus Protocol uh um game. Players work together to figure out which one among them is secretly a replicant, interrogating witnesses and finding evidence cards in order to solve the puzzle. But if humans take too long, the replicant escapes and wins the game. Blade Runner 2049 Nexus Protocol comes out this April. So there's a few other things here and there, but I'm not gonna mention all of them. There's a lot of these are on Kickstarter, so if you want to look them up, look them up.
Check 'em out.
There's this thing called Marvel United that looks kind of cool. It's a Marvel game, but it's more of like a card game though. It has little miniature figures too, but it's more like it has a certain art style. I want to say it looks kind of. I don't want to say it looks kiddie, but it looks like it has a particular art style. Like tell me what you think this kind of art style looks like. I'll put the Kickstarter link in the chat. But
Yeah, hit me.
look at this game. called Marvel United.
Oh, I see what you mean already.
Yeah, like I don't want to say it looks kiddie because you would think it kind of does,
It
but like
does.
not.
It makes me think of like I don't know, Teen Titans Go almost like
It looks like like something out of a mobile game or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, and then they have it animated further down where it definitely looks like some sort of
Yeah, it looks like a mobile game. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not
but
crazy over it to be honest. I'm not a big fan of that
yeah,
style.
yeah. I don't know. It looks weird. It does look weird, but I just wanted to show it to you because I'm like, what does this like? How does this look? Like it
I
looks
don't know,
looks.
but people must like it because they've raised over $1 million. So
Yeah, I mean the
that's
idea. I
crazy.
guess the idea of it is pretty cool, but yeah, I don't know. Just looks kind of weird to me.
Like, not crazy.
But hey, there's something for everybody out there.
For
Dude,
players,
they raised that much and there's still 11 days to go.
that's crazy. And this
Anyway,
they won't even see the light of day till next year.
mm. Well, that's all I got for the gaming news.
Crazy. That's all we got for gaming news.
Yeah.
Let me just scroll through and see if there's anything that we have possibly missed. Oh, the Baldur's Gate 3 supposedly early access at the end of the year supposedly.
Mm.
I think I saw something on Twitter a minute ago from C Gamer IGN those saying that as well now, confirming that I believe.
Cool, cool.
That it's going to be an early access deal, and I don't know why it's going to be an early access deal. It seems like such a big IP, it wouldn't be. Maybe they just want to get it out there to people as soon as possible. But I don't know. When you have an IP like that, I feel like shouldn't be early access, but
Yeah.
it does. I feel like. Let's see. I did want to mention that. Uh, anything else? Anything else? Do do do. Leave it.
Yeah, I think that's it. We can move
All
on
right, let's
to
move on.
TV news.
What you got for me in the TV news?
So, in terms of TV news, this is something that broke kind of early, uh, within the last week. Is
All
that
right.
Sasha Banks
Yeah.
uh, is going to be involved in the second season of The Mandalorian, and not only that, but she has already filmed her scenes.
The legit boss. It's boss time. Is gonna be in Mandalorian.
So people were saying that this makes sense because she's kind of been like away from the
She
WWE for a
she
little bit.
has. She hasn't been on too much. Yeah. She wasn't at the Royal Rumble, which is a big deal because the women have their own Royal Rumble, and she was not in
Mm.
it. So
Mm,
people noticed when she wasn't there, like, what's going on, Sasha?
makes sense. But there you go. Apparently now we know she's gonna be in the Mandalorian season 2. Very curious to see what kind of character she's gonna play. I feel like it'd be a mistake if they don't make her and Gina Carano fight somehow. Uh, they gotta make it happen, you know. But yeah, I'm curious, dude. I like how they're like peppering in these like kind of uh, guest stars, I guess,
It is.
into the show.
I'm very. I want to know who's like. You know what? You know who we should get? We should get Sasha Banks. I'm genuinely
Right?
curious to. Not that I don't think she could do it or anything. I'm just interested in like, what's the reason? Did she audition? Was somebody thought like, should we get Sasha Banks? We like her. She's cool. You know what I mean? I'm
I mean,
just
she
genuinely
looks
curious.
looks like she could be in Star Wars, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at
Did
a
you?
picture of her right now. She's got like blue hair and stuff. Like she
Yeah.
looks like she fit in.
Did you know that her cousin is Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did know
So
that. Yeah, he came out to like her WrestleMania thing, right?
yes, yeah. He came out and
Yeah.
like rapped a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, we don't know what character she'll be playing or how big or small the role is or anything. But uh Mandalorian season 2 is gonna premiere in October. She's already filmed her scene, so she's gonna be in it. And I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen with that.
I'd be ecstatic if I was her. Could you imagine? I'm gonna be fucking the Mandalorian.
Hell
Fuck
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
dude.
Is this like her first acting thing or has she done something before?
I don't know. know. I don't know if she's ever done anything else.
I'm gonna IMDb it real quick because
Go
I'm very
for it.
curious. Because if this is like her first acting thing, what a way to start, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the stuff and I'm looking at IMDb and the majority of it is all like wrestling stuff
Yeah.
where she's like playing herself. Yeah, all of it is all like wrestling. So I don't I think this might be her first actual like acting thing, dude.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy, dude. For it to be for it to be Mandalorian out of everything else, that's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
Unless she has other stuff in the pipeline that she did too, but that's nuts, dude. That's awesome. Good for her, man.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
so that's cool.
you'd be amazed. Like, I didn't know this for a long time that Becky Lynch was in Vikings. She was like a fucking extra and like one of the stunt doubles. So,
I heard about it, yeah, but I didn't know
like, if you
either.
go back and watch some episodes, you can see her in like in the background because she plays like little extras.
That's cool.
So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's dope. I'm interested to see what character she's playing. Who's she gonna be? Is it a
Yeah.
major kind of role? Is it like, just kind of curious? I am
I could see it being like,
like that one of the, like a one shot episode kind of deal.
probably we'll see though. You never know.
Yeah, I'm just
But we'll see.
I can't wait for season 2 of The Mandalorian anyway. So
Same October,
and
man. We
and
watch
I'm
it.
a Sasha Banks fan, so that's cool.
Yeah. So speaking of casting rumors or news in general, is that a Falcon and the Winter Soldier has cast Carl Lumbly in the Disney Plus series. For those of you who are not familiar with Carl Lumbly, Carl Lumbly, rather, sorry, is the voice actor for the Martian Manhunter in the Justice League series, and he was also the dad of the Martian Manhunter himself on the CW show Supergirl. So that's who Carl Lumbly is. So he's gonna be joining Marvel now, uh, with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Trail. No, I'm
Uh,
kidding.
so I don't think it says who he's gonna play. It just says he's gonna be joining the show. They're filming in Atlanta. They're still filming now in Atlanta, and it's
Oh,
slated to
I'm out.
premiere.
I'm on my way out the door at the moment. Just go see
Go for it, yeah.
him.
And
They
they're
filmed
it's
so much stuff in Atlanta, dude. Not even funny.
yeah, and it's gonna premiere in August. The show, but they're filming right now. And yeah, I think this is a pretty solid pretty solid casting because Carl Lumbly's he's good. He's been in a lot of good stuff. So
I'm definitely interested in that show.
yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So I think this is a good choice here. Good pickup for them.
Hell yeah.
Um, in other casting news, The Witcher has added a bunch of people to their cast.
Yeah,
Most
they did.
notably, they've added Game of Thrones veteran Christopher Hivju, who those of you may know as our boy Tormund Giantsbane.
Goddamn right.
So he will be joining The Witcher for season 2. Uh, he's going to be playing Nivellen, who in the Witcher books is a man cursed to take on an appearance of a monster. Uh, and joining him for season 2 is Yasin Atur, who's going to be Cohen. And we kind of mentioned a couple people they cast like a week or two ago
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
podcast. Uh, Agnes Bjorn as Verena, Paul Bouillon, who I think you mentioned the last time as Lambert,
Lambert Lee.
Thu Esther Rasmussen as Eskel, Aisha Fabienne Ross as Lydia, and Messia uh, uh, Simpson as Francesca. So those are some of the people they added. I honestly don't recognize anyone here except for Christopher Hivju, who obviously was Tormund.
Yeah.
But I always think it's interesting when they add unknown talent, and you know they make their own name out of these characters. So I think it's pretty cool that we're gonna find out who these people are now that they've
Yeah,
been
man.
cast in the show.
I'm really
Yeah, and how cool is it that Tormund is gonna be was in Game of Thrones? He's gonna be in The Witcher now. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So that is awesome. Stranger Things has promoted Priya Ferguson to a series regular for season 4. And for those of you who don't know who that is Erica, I believe. She was a guest star in season 2. She moved up to a recurring role in season 3, and now in season 4 she's going to be a series regular. So congrats to her. She's not my favorite character.
Yeah.
She can get a little annoying at times, but hopefully there's some character development for her this season. But congrats to her for being promoted to series regular. And I'm very much so looking forward to season Stranger Things 4, especially after season 3. That was a hell of a season. So looking forward to that. Let's talk about some potential leaks for a moment.
Oh damn.
There was something on LinkedIn that Nick Van Dyke, president of Activision and Blizzard, posting an intriguing description of a new project on his LinkedIn page. Apparently, they're working on Overwatch and Diablo TV adaptations. Um, for his little description there, it says executive producer of Diablo TV adaptations of Blizzard Entertainment's IP, rendered in an anime style. The show is currently in pre-production for distribution worldwide through Netflix. With my creative partner, developed and sold an animated series based Blizzard's Overwatch franchise. So that's really all that we're basing this on. That this is based off of some descriptions on IMDb on LinkedIn. But interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about some potential Diablo and Overwatch TV series?
I mean, it's cool. I just I have issues with Blizzard nowadays, so
That we know, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we've said for years we'd watch the CG movies if there were them. So this is a show. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gonna be
the
animated.
Diablo one is gonna be anime in an anime style is what's
If they
said
did
here.
something kind of similar to Castlevania, you know, that kind of
Yeah.
style, and which is
Yeah,
kind of what
Castlevania
Diablo
is
definitely fit.
great. Yeah, Castlevania looks great.
So we'll see. We'll see. I have issues with Blizzard.
For sure. For sure. Um so this next piece of news I don't really care about personally,
Yeah.
but I threw it out there because there's some people who I know were very excited about this. But Friends is gonna reunite for an exclusive HBO Max special. Now I've never been a Friends person
I've
because
never even watched it, so
I don't I've never been a Friends guy, so I don't really care personally. But I know people have been losing their minds over there, so they're gonna be reuniting. I had heard rumors about this that it was gonna be happening. They kind of mentioned it a while, a couple weeks or months ago. So that's cool, I guess, for people who are interested in that. I don't really care, but
yeah.
good for them. They're
Yeah.
reuniting.
You're a friend. You're a friend of friends.
if
Gonna
you
be happy.
if if you're a friend of friends, yes, that's a good way to put it.
Man, I've never watched.
Yeah. So, and then, oh boy, who's excited for this? Uh, Nickelodeon is going to be doing a SpongeBob prequel show
Oh boy, let me tell you, I
called
am.
for the 2021 season. It's called Camp Coral: SpongeBob's Under Years. Uh, going to be a CG animated prequel to Nick's flagship series, SpongeBob SquarePants, and it will follow a 10-year-old SpongeBob to summer camp. It's going to feature the original voice cast, and yeah, it's going to
What?
premiere in July.
What is it about shows where they take a prequel, or they'll just make like a they'll take something and be like, we're gonna make them kids, and we're gonna put them in a camp. They do that with so many things. Like WWE had an animated show called Camp WWE. Can you guess it? It was wrestlers as kids at, you guessed it, a camp.
That's great.
I just don't understand why this the obsession with it.
I
Anyway, I don't give a
could
fuck
not tell you,
about
man.
SpongeBob anymore.
I could not tell you. Yeah, I mean, I honestly haven't seen SpongeBob in a while either. You know, like I used to watch it like back in the day, but I just threw that in there as like a joke
It's
thing.
it's it's funny. I mean, but like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, they always go with this. They're gonna be kids, and we're gonna throw them in a camp, and that's the show.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I could.
It's so weird. If
Yeah.
anybody knows the
Anyway,
answer, let me know.
I don't know. I have one last thing here for in terms of TV news, and
All
it's a
right,
trailer. It's
all
a
right.
trailer, so if you want to play it, this is the Westworld season 3 official trailer.
Oh yeah, this one's definitely staying muted.
So yeah, there's a you know how they always do like interpretations of
Yeah,
music?
I did watch this.
They have Sweet Child of Mine in this one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dude. When they started playing the song in the trailer, I was like, I know this. Wait, I know
Sweet
this.
Child of
I've
Mine.
heard this so much.
Yeah.
Uh, are you excited for this
Wow,
season?
wow, wow. I'll be honest. I think I'm looking forward to this more than I was.
Yeah. I feel like we barely knew anything until this trailer. To be honest, at least me. I didn't really know a whole hell of a lot about it, even with what they've shown.
I just like that we're kind of expanding from where we were. You know what I mean?
Hold up, go back. Sorry, I'm pausing this trailer because I just saw something that interested me. Look at these buildings with all this stuff growing on it. What is that? Why is this
Yeah.
happening? What's going on?
It'll be interesting. You know.
That's cool. That's some cool
Again,
world building right there.
again. Speaking of role playing, but again, I just like that we're expanding and we're not in the same spot anymore. You know, like
Yeah.
we're looking at different things. So that's what I'm very that's what I'm looking forward to for sure. Is that aspect of it?
And they spent so much money on this show. You can tell just by looking at all the so much green and growing. It makes me wonder why.
We'll find out, right?
Yeah.
Soon enough, dude. It's coming out real soon too.
Also, I just want to say that dude looks like Gassy Mexican, the streamer, like a lot. That one dude they just showed. How long is this? This is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's a pretty beefy little
Almost 3 minutes, yeah.
little trailer.
I mean, yeah, it looks cool, dude. Like I'm looking for again. I'm looking forward to the new horizons, so to speak, of where we're going with this season.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna
I
have some badass action
I,
scenes.
I really dig the vibe of what's going on here.
Worse fucking people. Pistol. Oh, that looks so painful. Oh my god. I can fall. Ow! That guy got crushed. And no, don't you put anything in my mouth. That's fucking not cool.
Yeah, no.
That did make me squirm a little bit. Yeah, it looks very interesting. This comes. When does this start? It starts real soon. The date's in here.
March 15th.
God damn, that's real soon.
Mm-hmm. And then Sandy Newton holding a fucking katana or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's that is actually 2 weeks away.
that's there's some
No,
good
3 weeks
TV.
away.
There's
3
some
weeks
good
away.
TV coming, man.
There is.
You're a
Yeah,
TV viewer. Now is the time.
yeah.
That's all you had for TV news?
It is.
I got one thing.
Okay.
Uh, Critical Role's Legends of Vox Machina names its writing team for its series coming to Amazon Prime Video. They are going to have. They announced their writers. They did a little video. You can go check it out, but I'm just going to read the Variety article for the sake of simplicity. I knocked something off my desk. So for those of you that don't know, Critical Role, together with Amazon Studios and animation studio Titmouse, announced the writing team for the Kickstarter-funded animated fantasy series, The Legend of Vox Machina. The show is based on storylines in Critical Role's long-running role-playing game series. It follows a band of 7 anti-heroes on their first campaign, a quest to save the realm from the forces of magical evil. Amazon Prime Video ordered a total of 24 episodes across 2 seasons after the project broke Kickstarter records and raised $11.39 million from 800
Sheesh.
or from 88,887 backers.
Sheesh.
The Critical Role Legends of Vox Machina writing team comprises of Brandon Allman from Star Wars Resistance and Teenage
Oh.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. He
Hmm.
is also executive producer. It's going to have Ashley Birch, who is a voice actress and has also worked on Adventure Time. She won a Emmy in 2017 for her work on Adventure Time. She's also guest starred on Critical.
Familiar with her, yes.
Yes. Jennifer Murrow from Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
Forces of Destiny and
I was
Justice
like, I
League
know,
Action.
I recognize her as well.
Here's the one I recognized and was surprised actually by Mark Bernardin from Castle Rock and Carnival Row.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
he won a WGA award for Castle Rock, and he also does a podcast with Kevin Smith that I watch quite regularly. And I was like, "Oh, Mark's working on this." Uh, Next up, we have Chris Doc Wyatt. He's worked on Star Wars Resistance and Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man. He is an
Okay.
Independent Spirit Award nominee as producer on Napoleon Dynamite and an Emmy nominee for Rocket and Groot. Kevin Burke from Star Wars Resistance and Marvel's Rocket and Groot. He was also Emmy nominee.
Man, makes sense all the Resistance people are getting
Yeah.
here because that show's over, man.
Daniel Thompson from Westworld, ironically.
From Westworld, huh?
Yep. And May Cat from Transformers Cyberverse and Marvel Rising. In addition, Eugene Sun from Avengers Assemble and Ben 10 Omniverse serves as story editor. And Meredith Keskamedi, Medi? Oh, she has a really interesting last name that I will just butcher. I apologize. From Nico and Sword of Light as a writer's assistant. Critical Role: The Legend of Vox Machina stars the Critical Role cast of Laura Bailey, Taliesin Jaffe, Ashley Johnson, Liam O'Brien, Matthew Mercer, Marisha Ray, Pam Regal, and Travis Willingham, who are reprising their roles. They serve as executive producers to help guide the story and adapt their characters for the screen. Also executive producing are Brandon Allman and Titmouse's Chris Anoski from Big Mouth and Metalocalypse, and Titmouse's Sung Jing An. Nico and Sort of Light is supervised director. There is currently no premiere date for season 1 of Legend of Vox Machina, but it's targeted for late 2020 on Prime Video. Amazon Studios also has a first look deal with Critical Role to develop new series to premiere exclusively on Prime Video. Critical Role says all Kickstarter contributors will get a first look at the 2-part special that kicks off season 1 of Legend of Vox Machina before it hits Prime Video. All backers will also have access to the first season for free, along with other rewards promised under the Kickstarter campaign. They also have a little highlight video. I'm going to post a link to it in the chat. I don't think we're going to watch it here, but if anybody's interested in it, it's out there. Go find it. I watched it and was amazed, and I'm really excited for it. I just had to mention it because it's Critical Role. It's role playing. Love it, love it, love it. That's all I got. Which felt like a lot. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, let's move right along then to movie news.
Moving on. All right, so the first thing that I have here is that uh we've kind of found out why Ben Affleck left the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was January 30th of 2019, so like a little over a year ago, that Batman confirmed he was retiring. So apparently his decision to leave was that he showed somebody the Batman script and they said the script is good, but I think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through with what if you go through what you just went through again. So he's it's been like, public out there that he's kind of been having alcoholism problems, and he's like, oh, I regret divorcing my wife, and this and that. He's been having some, like, some personal issues that he's been going through uh for a while. Um and it's interesting because his next movie coming out where he's like a basketball coach or whatever, it kind of has is gonna like deal and talk about that kind of stuff too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's like the main reason why he exited, from playing the Batman and all that stuff. But he had problems shooting and promoting Justice League, and there was a lot going on for a few years there.
Yeah, I really would have liked personally. I would have really liked for him to take just one shot with a solo movie, just to see.
Right? I feel like that too, man. I feel like it would, because he didn't. He's like the only Batman who hasn't yet,
Yeah.
because everybody else has had their own like movie.
So
Literally every other Batman.
we will probably spend our lives wondering what if.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
yeah, what a Batfleck solo movie would have been like. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So that's a little disappointing. That
He was in Suicide Squad. He was in Justice League and BVS. I think those are the three he was in, right?
yeah.
I'm trying to think what else he was in. I think that's it. Justice League, BVS, Suicide Squad. Yeah, he should have got at least his own solo movie. He didn't, unfortunately, but yeah, he should have got one. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Hopefully, he's working on, you know, getting better and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
We send you love, Benny.
good luck with that, Batfleck.
We'll
Um,
always wonder.
yes, indeed. Speaking of the Batman, though, there was images of the full bat suit, and then there was a video of like a stuntman on a bat cycle. I don't know if you saw that.
I
But
saw the pictures. The picture.
we kind of get to see a better look of the entire suit. We get to see, how the ears are.
Wait,
I
what do you
don't know,
think of it?
the suit or the ears, or what do you mean, like
Like the whole
all of
deal.
it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Go over each part.
I feel like the from what we saw in the stuff that was officially released with Robert Pattinson in the suit, I liked how that looked. But for some reason, I'm looking at these leaked like images with the stuntman, and it doesn't. Maybe it's because it's the stuntman stuff, but it doesn't look that great here, to be honest. I don't know. It just looks weird. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that looks off. I don't know. Like the gauntlets look kind of. It looks like an early bat suit, or like a prototype one, or I don't know. It looks weird, off.
Yeah,
Like it's a
I was wondering if they were going to add to it as the movie goes.
probably. I mean, this could probably be like Batman in his early years.
Yeah.
Like the Batfleck was a Batman like deep into his, like, he's been doing it for years and stuff. So they're moving away from that. This could probably be like a new, like a fresher Batman, which, as long as you don't have to watch his parents die again for the millionth time, then I'm up for it.
Yeah.
If they do like a year one Batman or something like that, that'd be cool.
We've seen that origin. So the bat with
Yeah,
his parents getting seen
his
it
parents
so
dying, and then we've seen Uncle Ben from Spider-Man die a lot
we
too.
get
So
it. We get it, guy. We get
yeah,
it.
we don't have to see it every time. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. The suit, it's it's a leaked photo with a stuntman in the costume, so it doesn't. It looks whatever. Like I can't. I don't really. It doesn't look like super amazing. He also doesn't have a cape on, so it's
Yeah. Which will always make it.
yeah. So I don't know. It looks a little off, but I mean, from what we saw officially, I like how that looked. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I want to believe. I want to have hope in this movie because I think the cast is pretty solid and the director is solid. But we'll see what happens. I have faith that Pattinson himself will be a good Bruce and Batman. So
Wonder
You know,
how much he's gonna be in the suit, and
I don't know.
wonder
We'll
like
see.
how much is he Batman and how much is he Bruce Wayne?
Which is he, Bruce? Yeah, yeah. That's always whenever you're playing Batman, you always have, you're not just playing one character, you're playing two. You got to play Bruce and Batman. You know, like they're it's the same guy, but it's two different, two different guys technically. So
Interesting.
what I'm curious about is what the Batmobile is gonna look like in this movie,
Yeah,
because they always change that up too. So anyway, uh, that happened. Moving on. Um, Mulan is gonna be the first Disney's first live action remake to get a PG-13 rating. Which means there's gonna be a lot of whooping ass here. Apparently, it got that because of sequences of violence, apparently depicted in the film. I'm very excited about this. It's the first live action remake to get a PG-13, but it's the first like Disney live action since 2017's Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales to get a PG-13 as well. Um, so I like it. I think this bodes well for the movie, getting that PG-13 rating. I'm excited about this movie. And it comes out, I believe, in about a month. Yeah, March, like late March, 27th, I think is when it comes out. So this is cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's just an interesting fact that this is the first live action remake to get a PG-13 and the first Disney movie to get one since Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's pretty neat information. Um, Moving on, The Matrix 4 has casted Brian J. Smith from Sense8 for the sequel, which is obviously The Matrix 4. There's been some filming on it already. I've seen like leaked videos of like uh what's his name, Keanu, as Neo and whatnot.
yeah,
I actually I was looking at Netflix and they have The Matrix on there and I have to rewatch it. So
yeah.
I definitely
I
have to
re-
rewatch it.
I rewatched it not too long.
Nice. Yeah, I have to get on it. Hopefully after I finish up like watching Full Metal Alchemist, I can watch a few things here that aren't as long, so I can just like get through a few of these quicker. But Matrix is one I want to rewatch. But this guy Brian J. Smith is joining uh Keanu Reeves obviously as Neo, Carrie Ann Moss as Trinity, Jada Pickett Smith as Niobe, and it's joining and along with newcomers Priyanka Chopra, Jessica Henwick, Neil Patrick Harris, Andrew Caldwell, and Yahya Abdul Mateen II, who's rumored to be playing a young Morpheus. Uh, so yeah, we'll see. Uh, I'm very curious to see what this Matrix 4 sequel is gonna be like, because I know a lot of people don't really care for the second or third,
I'm one
but
of them.
this fourth one they're saying that it's gonna be more like the original, so we'll see.
Yeah, if it's more like the original, I'm on board. I mean, I like them. I like them for the fight sequences. They're good for the fighting's great. I love like martial arts and shit.
Hmm.
But I wasn't too amazed by all the other parts.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've seen the sequels, to be honest. But because again, I have to rewatch the first one and see what I remember from that one, because I couldn't tell you when I last watched The Matrix, man. It must have been it's been years, man. I mean years. Like I like again, I don't. Anyway, I gotta rewatch it. Um, for the parents out there, Paw Patrol animated movies in the work.
Eh,
For all you parents out there, uh, I know you're happy about that. To have
I'm
your
getting
kids
my
watch.
movie gift card ready right now. Eh,
I'm just joking, but yeah, here's a serious one though.
eh.
Borderlands is getting a movie adaptation from Lionsgate and Eli Roth.
I think he's the guy to make this movie.
So Cabin Fever and Hostel director Eli Roth is set to helm the film adaptation of Borderlands, the action video game franchise for Lionsgate. Emmy winning screenwriter Craig Mazin is penned the script for the project. It's going to be produced by Avi Arad and Ari Arad through their Arad Productions banner. Eric Feig, Eric Feig, who oversaw project development through Picture Start, the action RPG shooter franchise from developer Gearbox Software and publisher 2K most recently unveiled Borderlands 3 version in September. This is a statement from Roth. He said, "I'm excited to dive into the world of Borderlands. I could not be doing it with a better script, producing team, and studio. I have a long, successful history with Lionsgate. I feel like we have grown up together, and that everything in my directing career has led to a project of this scale and ambition." Uh, the Borderlands movie is the latest video game adaptation after Mortal Kombat, the Angry Birds movie, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Uh, Nathan, let's see. Oh, the president of Lionsgate said he had a statement of his own. He said, "With Eli's vision, Craig's screenplay, we believe we have cracked the code on bringing the anarchic world of Borderlands to the big screen in a big way that will be fresh, compelling, and a cinematic event for moviegoers and fans of the game." So yeah, we're getting a Borderlands movie adaptation. This should be very interesting. I'm curious. What I'm curious is, are they gonna make this game has a very specific art style.
Yep.
Are they gonna translate that into the movie or not? What do you think?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm mainly curious about. Because they said that they're like, apparently they have the perfect script, so they know what they're doing with this movie. If we believe what they say, so now it's like, are they gonna keep the art style, or are they gonna just make it like live action without the art style? Because I feel like a big reason this game is loved by a lot of people is because of the art style.
I think they may end up ditching it for the movie, to be honest. They
I
might
could,
not, but I don't know. Just something in my gut makes me think they
yeah,
won't.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either, but I'm just saying, like, it's a huge part of it. So
I have no basis for saying that. That's just
no, no, no.
that's
Again,
good. That's good instinct, y'all.
I wouldn't be surprised because that's, you know,
I feel like it'd be hard to make a movie in that style and make it look good. Personally,
we'll see what happens.
I understand it with a video game, but I don't know if I don't know if you can do that with a movie. I could be wrong. If there's some examples out there, for the love of God, point them to me, because odds are I'm just dumb and don't realize it.
I'm trying to think of something like the thing that comes to mind is something like Sin City, but that's like,
Yeah,
it's like black and white with like red on it, right, or whatever. I don't know.
it's very, very
There's
common.
stuff like that movies have done, but I don't know if they've done something like this. Yeah, I don't know.
I think Eli Roth is the guy to do it though. That's his kind of violence and probably his kind of humor.
Probably, yeah.
If Shooty McShootface isn't in this game, I mean in this movie,
Shooting McShoot face.
there better be a character with that name. I wonder.
Uh,
Here's what I wonder: are they going to be original characters, or are they going to bring in the Vault Hunters, like
oh
from the
right,
game in it?
yeah, right, yeah.
Like, cause
Bring
who
in
you get fucking Brock Lesnar to play Brick or some shit. So
Brock Lesnar.
you don't even have to
No,
talk.
dude, bring in Batista. He's used to playing those kind of characters, man.
Yeah, he'd actually probably be a really good Brick.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's a good question. They're gonna create new characters for this movie, or are
Hmm.
they gonna use ones that we already know about? Yeah, that's.
It'll
Hmm.
definitely have a siren in it. Like,
Bring in Moxie and
God.
what's the little girl that was the Bob's favorite character? I forgot her name.
Oh, fucking
Shit, I'm blanking
Tiny
out on her
Tina.
name. Tiny Tina. Boom, bring her in. Anyway, I have one last thing here,
Go for it.
and this also broke like yesterday. And it's that there's a new Star Wars movie in the works.
Yes.
With the Slight filmmaker, director J.D. Dillard and Luke Cage writer Matt Owens have been tapped to develop a project. It is unclear whether it's a theatrical or Disney Plus release. So there's like hardly any information about this right now, other than the people who are working on it.
Yeah.
This literally broke like yesterday afternoon, I think. But apparently, I mean, it's always known that Lucasfilm and Star Wars are always going to be having stuff in the plans. They're always going to have things in being developed and whatnot. So we don't really know what this is. It was reported by Deadline that it was going to be like a Sith. It was going to take place on the Sith planet of Exegol, which we saw in the Rise of Skywalker or whatever. But that was proven to be untrue because they kind of just um went off of what somebody else said, and he said like he tweeted out that it wasn't like that's not what it was or whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this other than more Star Wars uh from JD Dillard and one of the Luke Cage writers. So we'll see what it is. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm always you guys know me in Star Wars. I love it. I always want more of it if it's good. If it's not, then like you know, take it easy. But yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I'm just happy with them working on TV shows for the time being, because that's where all the good Star Wars is right now. I feel like the movies have been like very inconsistent for me since the Force Awakens has come out. Like I like that one and Rogue One and Solo, but some of these other ones are like, eh. I like the Rise of Skywalker probably the most out of all three of the sequel movies, even though it doesn't make sense at certain points. But to me, that's just a sequel trilogy. That whole trilogy just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to go into that. I've mentioned that way too much. But the point is, they're always going to be working on new stuff. So it's a little hard for me to get excited for movies, especially the way that they have been going, and also when I don't know what the hell they're going to be doing. Like they're just literally new Star Wars movie in the works from this so and so. It's like, all right, well, give me something to work with because I don't know what the hell this is. There's always going to be a billion projects in development. I don't know if should I be excited for them or not. I don't know. Tell me what it's about.
Need more info.
Exactly. And I'm not too familiar with J.D. Dillard either. To be honest, I'm gonna and DB him real quick because I'm not really sure what else he's done. He directed the movie Slight, and honestly, not a whole lot. Yeah, so he hasn't really done a whole lot, so I'm not too familiar with him. And then Matt Owens, who's a writer on Luke Cage. Let me see what else he's done. Uh, he's done Agents of Shield, The Defenders, Luke Cage. Uh, Again, that's like pretty much it. So these guys, I don't know. Hard to be excited about something like this when I don't know a whole lot about it. But it's Star Wars, so I'm always hoping for good things.
We'll always be having our ears out to the ground on that stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Clone Wars season 7 is going on right now, so I saw the first episode. We're currently in the Bad Batch arc, which is about a group of like they're essentially Republic commandos, but not. They're like mutated clones that are badass. So definitely check out season 7 if you're caught up with Clone Wars. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, dude. The animation style looks incredible. You got to check it out when you get the chance, Josh.
Yeah, I will, man. I will. When I have some free time in a couple days, I gotta work the next couple. Unfortunately.
I mean, and the Clone Wars episodes are only like 20 something minutes each, so
Yeah.
they're pretty quick to get through. But season just started on Friday. We'll be getting one every Friday like we did for the Mandalorian. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for the movie news.
Well, I guess that's about it for the news, guys. Daniel gave us the news, and that's what we got for you. It's pretty good, good little bit of news there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
but
pretty
it's
solid
been a
solid
little
chunk of news
it's
there.
been a little dry. Not
It
too
has
much
been.
going on.
It has been. There are certain weeks where I'm like, man, I don't know if we have enough news for this week because there's just not a whole lot going. This week I was like, oh, we definitely have enough.
We got plenty of news.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we can go ahead and move on to the next topic if you want. to the
Fuck
main topic.
yeah, we don't need no break because I don't need no break unless you do. I don't think you do.
No, not at all.
We're gonna get into world building, I guess, guys. Let me go ahead and change our
Yeah, so the main topic of today is D&D world building, or just world building in general. Because
world building.
um yeah, so this is an interesting topic because this is one that Josh is very, very, and I've always like, every time I thought about like, if I ever like wanted to like come up like anytime I ever felt like coming up with a story or coming up with a, you have, sometimes you get certain stories in your mind, right? And
Hmm.
you're trying to like develop them and like create them in your head, or you write them down and you make like a list of ideas or whatever you do to get into your zone of creating these things. I always like, I start off with some stuff and then I'm just like, man, I don't know where to go from here. There's create. I feel like, I don't know. There's a lot to world building. I sometimes may overthink it, like, because sometimes you probably don't want to overthink it, especially for like D&D, right? You probably don't want to just like in terms of like for D&D, for example, you don't want to overdo things because things can change based off of what's happening in the game, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
you don't necessarily want to over plan on things because you never know how what your players are gonna do, or what you're like, or how things are gonna, or maybe you have an idea when you first start off, and then as you go along and progress with your ideas, or with the story, maybe you want to change things, so you don't want to like trap yourself into one certain thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, yeah, I just I just wanted to like have a discussion with you about this stuff, because you're very good at this. You're very familiar with this stuff.
So I
You've been
actually
doing it for
have,
a while, so go
yeah,
ahead.
I actually have a little document that's great for people like you that that are interested in maybe like we got an idea and we wanna build a world to put that idea in. This is a document that was made by Matt Colville. Everybody knows I'm a Matt Colville. I'm a Colvillian. I follow his YouTube. I watch his D&D streams. I buy his MCDM products. So he made this little thing, and I'm gonna show you. I'll get a link to you, and I'm gonna try to show it on the stream if I
All
can.
right, go for it.
Um, so this little document this is over on Don John. Now anybody that's let me put the link in the chat first. Anybody that does D&D stuff probably knows what Don John is. It's just a website of a bunch of generators. They got like spell sheets and things like that. But somebody took Matt Colville's little document. It's just a little one-page document. Um, and put it over here on Don John. And what it does is, first of all, on Don John, it automatically fills in all the stuff. If you want a blank one, you can get a blank piece of this and fill it out yourself. But it's a little document that when you first start building a world, you need to think. Probably most people think, I need to start. You start small. You start with one little area. Start with one little town. You start with who's ruling this area. Start with like a quest and adventure in the area. So first thing is it's called the My Campaign uh, document. So the first thing
Hmm.
you have here is your world name. What is the name of your world that you are currently having? And I'm somebody that has a very hard time coming up with names. Um,
Same, dude. I think one of the things that I definitely struggle with is like, yeah, naming things. It's tough, dude, because you want to come up with something that sounds cool
yeah,
and interesting, but there's so many things out there in existence already that have already been taken. So you could think of something, but then you're like, damn it, that already exists, or
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it sounds too similar to something. So it's tough, man. It really is tough.
What's really cool is that in the My Campaign on the Donjon one, yeah, autofills one. So if you don't want to come up with a name for your world, let it come up with one. Do some name generators and try to find you something that you like that fits in there.
Okay.
Or use it for ideas, man. Like just let it get. A lot of people just got to warm up. You got to work those muscles, and
Those
get it
creative
going.
muscles.
Yeah, exactly right. So
Yeah.
so the very first question it asks you is, besides the world name, is what is this area called? Where are we at? Where are we working on right here? We're in Foreland, the Fey Dominion. There you go. That's it right there. You got it. Or you can make
Mine
something up. Anything. You just think about what that area is. Like maybe you're in the Soroki woodlands,
right.
like from our game. Um,
The capital of Solaris and
yeah,
the Ilium Dynasty. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Uh, and then it moves on to like your towns. This is for getting you started. So my recommendation, and just about every DM you'll ever ask this will tell you, better off starting with just a little town. With the this is to get people off the
Starting
ground as quick as
starting
possible.
small and then expanding on it, right?
Exactly right. You grow out. You grow out as the team grows up. So here
Mm-hmm.
you got well, what is your starting town called? Here it's called Adminster, at the town of Adminster. It has a local inn called the Wary Fool. And who do you meet in that inn? You meet Essel. She's a female dwarf. She's an expert as a digitator, which is like a prestidigitation is a spell as a cantrip, and that makes your voices louder, and you can like use it to clean up, I believe, or certain things like that. Um,
Just to hop in here for a second, I
yeah,
always find it interesting when there's like character descriptions like that. Because for my sheet that I obviously opened up the link as well. It's like, what's the name of the local inn? The Gypsy and the Flask. Okay, who's do we meet in that town? Cheney, half male halfling who sees ghosts. So I always find like the descriptions of like character name, species, gender, and then like a little like who sees ghosts. Like that little like extra description is always
yeah,
I always find that to be very interesting. And I feel like if I were to be like DMing kind of stuff like this, that would be something that I feel like it would be difficult for me to come up with like
yeah.
like character descriptions. I don't know. I just
That's
yeah,
why tools like the dungeon and this character sheet's great because it generates things for you. Uh, and yeah, eventually you'll probably hit a point where you're like, I don't want it all filled in for me. I want to do it myself. And you can change
right.
it. You can obviously change it here if you want to. You can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
click on the name and change it all you want. But if you've never done it before and you're like, man, what should I put here? Should I just put Mark, the the dwarf who is you'd put Mark the dwarf, a fighter maybe or something like that. Or like if you've never looked at something like this. And then this one's like Essel, the female dwarf, and she's an expert prestidigitator. Man, that's a lot of detail right there. Instead of
Yeah,
just
yeah. I
Mark
mean,
the
it's
warrior dwarf.
it gives you a little bit more about the character other than just the name, their gender, and you know, their species.
Yeah. And next, you move on to a little bit of the geography. You're going to be expanding this area out eventually. So there's some things that you kind of need. So you need a main road. Now, on my sheet, I have the white road. Daniel, do you have a sheet open? What road do you have? If you,
Geography. What is the name of the main road? The Trolls Road.
oh my lord, you got the Trolls Road. That sounds so much cooler than the white road to me.
Yeah,
It instantly thinks, man, why? How did this get this name? The Trolls Road. It's the
yeah, the
main
Trolls
road,
Road, right? It's just like a bunch of
man.
trolls on the road that like sneak out of the forest and like attack you while you're walking through it, or
Or
like,
maybe it's paved by their bones, man. Maybe as the
oh,
king rolled
dude,
through with his army, he's fucking killing trolls like crazy. He's
damn,
fucking lining the
just a bunch of
fucking
like
road with
troll
them.
skulls and shit on the
When
floor.
you fucking
Jeez.
step on it, it crunches like out of Terminator. Like fucking, jeez, the troll road.
Judgment Day up in this shit.
But you see that little tangent we just went on right there. It got the
Yeah.
brain going.
Yeah, it
But
got the juices flowing. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
the
man.
fucking troll road. That sounds metal.
It does
Jesus.
sound pretty cool.
Uh, and then I have the white road, obviously. the the white
I
the
mean,
white
the White
road.
Road, like make that would work for like Frozen Decimation because it's all
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
snow or ice or
But it
whatever.
also makes me think this pathway is pure, man. It's
That's
it's
true.
it's
That could also work. It's like it's a
protected
very
by the holy gods, like it's
the
pure.
heavenly
It's
road.
yes, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, man, there's so
it's
many different ways.
impervious to be corrupted. Impervious to
Yeah.
corruption. Yeah,
Fuck
something like
yeah.
that.
I want to play in this. Next up, you probably need a water source
Uh huh.
because most villages will pop up near water because you got to have it. So what is the local river called? Well, mine is the Tile River. and it is inhabited by Nixies,
Hmm.
which I actually don't know what a Nixie is. So
I mean, I know who Nixie is,
I
but I don't
know
know
who
what Nixies
Nixie
are.
is, but I don't know who the
Yeah.
Nixies are.
Mine is my local river is the Arrow River, which is infested by shrieking eels.
The fucking Arrow River. That's so
Yeah.
fitting for you, for
Yeah.
Jedric's world.
The Arrow River infested by shrieking eels. I don't
Man,
like the
that's
sound of that.
fucking. You yank a eel out and shoot it at somebody, and it shrieks the whole way. Fucking terrifying.
That yeah, man.
Every good little area, you gotta have a little forest. So
Uh-huh.
you got a local forest here. Mine's called the Withered Woods. Man,
That sounds pretty cool.
I wonder what kind of things live in those withered woods right there, man. I bet you there's some fucking hags in there or some shit, like
Sounds like sounds like kind of forest that our boy Geralt would travel through
yeah,
and
the
kill some
withered
shit in.
woods, man. What do you got?
I have the Celestial Veil, which sounds kind of cool,
Jesus Christ, that sounds dope.
right?
So
Josh
so
is like, "Whoa, I'm gonna have to keep this for my game."
yeah, but imagine what like when you think of we're gonna use mine for this example, and then we're gonna use yours. When you think of the withered woods, man, what I get is a vision of a fucking bunch of witches, a bunch of hags hanging out in there, a bunch of
Hmm.
trolls and goblins. When I hear the Celestial Veil, I'm thinking some fucking angelic shit, like they some
Yeah, really,
angels up in that mofo.
like some like ancient like spectral beings in the forest, that like I don't know.
Some celestial god's temple is hidden in there, man.
Yeah, man.
Fucking dope. Uh, Next up, you gotta have a few hills, man. You always gotta have some hills. So the nearby hills are called the Beamsingu Downs, and it's warded by a clan of werebears. Jesus
That
Christ.
sounds metal as hell,
You
dude.
know what I'm immediately visioning? I'm visioning like fucking burrows built into them goddamn hills for those werebears, man. They're hiding out under there and they're guarding them hills. What treasures in there? I bet there's a club down there that when you swing it, you
Club.
make fucking like trees grow or some shit. That's what it sounds like to me. What do you got?
I have the Anvil Hills infested by sorcerous kobolds.
Kobolds? Oh
Kobolds.
my
Yeah.
goodness gracious. The fucking Anvil Hills? Jesus, man. I bet you there's some fucking sort of ancient anvil under that goddamn hill right there, and that kobolds are guarding it, man. And you when you fucking forge a weapon and use that fucking anvil, woo, you better watch out.
Better watch out, man.
Uh,
Got
Fucking
some villages.
yeah, and then you got a little couple other nearby villages because you always got to have a little bit. They're not expanded on here, but you have them. I have Urham and Undham, so we're in the
Okay.
bacon town because we have ham everywhere. I bet you pigs
Right.
are plentiful. What do you
I
got?
have I have Highfield and DeFord.
Ford.
Yeah, DE Ford.
Hey, what is your starting town called? Did we talk about that?
No,
Let's scroll up. Let's get caught up here.
okay, so my world name is Amel, Amel, or Amel Amel, however you want to pronounce it.
You have Amel and Arrow River,
Yeah.
really? That's so weird.
I mean, yeah, I know, right? Listen, I did not type any of this in. I literally all I did was click the link Josh posted, and it generated everything on its own.
That's so funny.
Um, my starting town is called Weethorpe.
Thorpe.
Yeah,
That's great.
the name of the local inn is the Gypsy and Flask,
Damn, son.
which that sounds like a pretty neat inn. And then I think the rest we've talked about, but yeah,
It's called the Wee what now again?
Weethorpe,
Wee Thorpe.
WEE Thorpe.
Dude, that's Gnome Town. That's a fucking gnome town if I ever heard one. Wee Thorpe? Fuck, gee, there's gnomes living that son bitch.
I could
Uh,
see it.
what are your two nearby villages again? I think you told me that they sleep behind.
Villages Highfield
Highfield.
and Highfield and DeFord.
The Highfield. Um, the distant city, because there's always got to be a city. You got your
Okay,
villages and you got your
mine
city.
sounds cool, but you go ahead
All
first.
right, I got Wayton, the city of bridges. Man, the city of fucking bridges.
City of Bridges.
Think
Damn.
about that.
How
Fucking.
many bridges? I wonder.
Here's what I'm envisioning in my mind. You got Wayton built up on this hill, right? And the city just kind of explodes out in this direction, kind of like this.
Uh-huh.
And it's done in layers, kind of like how I do shit in layers, right?
Hmm.
To get to the next layer, there's bridges. There's fucking giant moats.
Right.
and like you can pull those bridges out and fucking if Waiting ever gets under attack, man, you can make one hell of a
Oh,
defense. You yank them bridges back. That's something else they gotta
yeah, dude.
fucking. Oh my goodness, what do you got?
That's I have the Great Crossroads of Tayhem.
Damn, the Great Crossroads of Tayham.
Yeah, I mean that name alone just sounds like pretty epic.
Jesus, man, that leads you to all the big cities, I think. Woo. Damn, I'm excited. We should play. We should,
Yeah,
we
this
should play.
feels like yeah, these this like we just combine your sheet and my sheet into like a world right
Well,
there,
yeah,
dude.
you really could, man. Yeah, and you can do that multiple times. You can print these out, by the way. Um,
Yeah, this
uh,
this this is cool, man. I like this, man.
we're gonna move on down to the government. Who rules this here area, man? Well,
Oh,
in this world of Fal- Fallenday, Fallendy, in this area of Orland, the Fae domain, Countess Enith, the female elf, rules this area.
oh,
She's a countess. I wonder what happened to the count, or maybe elves live in a. Maybe the ladies are the ones that take charge in this here area.
perhaps, yeah.
I do have something weird for who are the town's elders, which is the next question. But first of all, tell me who rules your area.
Mine is also a countess,
Oh damn!
but her name is Countess Ween Garay, and she's a female human.
Like man, I would change that to a gnome because that's a gnome if I ever heard one right there.
That's man,
But you see, I would. There are some things I would change as you go
right?
down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can always like have an idea out there and then just change to your liking or whatever, right?
Yeah. So my town elders, you know who rules in this town? We're ruled by the strongest fucking thugs, man. Let me tell you,
Damn,
they some
that's that's
they
that's
some
different.
they some hard ass motherfuckers in charge around here.
Yeah, man.
You wanna be in charge? You have to whoop my ass, boy. If you want to be in charge, bring it. You know,
Yeah. What's up?
Countess Enith. God damn, she must be one badass elf, boy. I bet she could whoop some ass if she's at the
Right?
top of the heap on this son bitch. Uh, who are your elders?
Who are the town elders? The wisest wizards.
Oh my goodness, Lord.
So Countess Ween Garay is supported by the wisest wizards,
She's like the
apparently.
Jaina Proudmoore of this son of a gun.
Yeah.
Beware the daughter of the sea. Uh, damn.
Ooh, this is cool. The cultures questions.
Yeah.
I like this. This is we're getting to some interesting
All
things here.
right. What do the locals think about elves, man? Well, mine think they're a bunch of mysterious wanderers. What do yours think?
They also think there's some mysterious
Well,
wanderers. So
hot
that's
damn.
like the first one we have that the same in both.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do locals think about dwarves, man? Well, in my world, they think they're minions of death.
Damn.
And maybe they are. Maybe they are the people that come and take your dead. Maybe they are the undertakers. Maybe are they
Possibly.
are the ones that go out there and bury people, man. The dwarves, the minions of death. That's dope.
In my world, people think dwarves are determined warriors.
Damn, son.
They're men and women on a mission, dude.
Yeah, fucking badasses, soldiers.
Yeah, man.
What do the locals think about halflings? Well, in my world, they think they're some crafty ass warriors. Cause you gotta be when you're that small, you go
You
for
gotta
the
be
kneecaps, okay? You
yeah,
crafty.
man.
You
You
cut
gotta
people
be
down to
scrappy.
size.
Yeah, you gotta be scrappy, dude. Which is funny because they in my world they're also crafty warriors.
Well, damn, son. It sounds to me like our worlds are linked.
And yeah, they have to be, right?
Man, what do the locals think about humans, though? Man, they're suspicious and paranoid about humans. What's
Ooh.
happened in the past that makes them so suspicious and paranoid about humans?
Hmm.
Hmm. Man, I bet you they were some humans that fucking started some shit with dwarves, halflings, and elves. Is what I think. I think they went around and
Interesting.
killed some motherfuckers. What I think.
Interesting. Interesting. I
What
like that. That
what's your
definitely
world think about humans?
in my world, people think humans are dangerously ambitious.
Damn, son, that's too real.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, man. Again, yeah, it makes you wonder like how these interconnect and what happened in the past and all that stuff for sure, man. What's the history of why they think they're dangerously ambitious, right?
Jesus, probably somebody became a king or tried to. Maybe they made a deal with somebody.
Man.
Next up's religion, and this one's actually fairly important in D&D if you have clerics or paladins. You
Mm-hmm.
got to have your gods in
Ellie.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's gods for everything. But these are kind of like the basics. Here's you can do a lot of stuff with gods. And they don't
Yeah,
even necessarily
yeah.
have to be gods like this. Like, who's the god of knowledge in my world? It's Zazadik. Zazadik. Lady of Omens. Man,
Huh.
omens. She gives you those knowledgeable omens, man.
Apparently.
I actually have a lot of trouble doing gods, and that's why I use the Egyptian pantheon. But if I
Like,
could have a
uh-huh.
do-over, I'd probably make my own gods. I really would.
Ooh. That'd be cool.
But
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of this is you can always do that for the next game, you know?
yeah, who's your
Or
god of knowledge?
my god of knowledge is Suriel, the Silent Lord.
Cyril, the Silent Lord. Man, I bet she don't talk, dude. She just looks at you and she gives you the brains, the knowledge.
It just gives you the look, and you're like, oh damn.
Her, her fucking some. Uh, Next up, you got the god of life. I have
Mm,
Gusa, keeper of the flame.
damn.
Damn, son, the god of
Keeper
life
of
is a
the
keeper of
flame.
the flame, huh? You
That
gotta,
makes sense though. Life and fire is very,
you gotta
very,
keep it burning deep inside, man. Maybe
very interconnected, man.
everybody that believes in Gusa, man, they think there's an eternal fire inside, and if it's taken out, your life force ever. Wandering the realm of death in the dark, looking for heat, flame.
Just like in Frozen Decimation, we're gonna keep the eternal flame of Solaris going. Okay, we're
Yeah.
always gonna remember. We're always Solaris.
And then we're
Shout
gonna
out to
get the
shout out to the
Olympics.
homie Maximilian.
Wait. We'll have the
We
Olympics.
we
We gotta light the torch.
we hardly knew you, Maximilian.
You were badass though.
Yeah.
Who's your god of life? Who are they the
God
keeper
of
of?
Life, Abar, the Silver Lord.
Bar the Silver Lord?
Yeah, Abar, the Silver Lord.
Jesus, dude, that guy, the Silver Lord. That sounds like a dope ass title, man. I bet he's got a beard down that fucking
He's got a long silver beard, yeah, like
yeah,
one of those.
fucking all his hair's long and just fucking it shines, man. Silver.
Quite it sounds majestic. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a god of money to me too. Man, I bet if you made a bowstring with
Interesting.
his hair, oof. Think about it. God of nature, I have Lothanai, keeper of runes. Man, I
Hmm.
bet she's got some rune stones. Man, tells you the future is here for. Uh, yeah. Who do you got for nature?
For nature, I have Cyril of the Fells.
The real of the fell. Man, I bet she's related to that other one.
Oh wait, Cyril, yay, Cyril. It's spelled Serilye. Cyril, yay, Cyril. I don't know how to
Some
pronounce it, but
names are very strange in D&D.
yeah, no, I get it. I'm just trying to figure out how this Cyril. I'm gonna say Cyril of the Fells.
That's another thing is if I generated something like this and it was a name I couldn't easily pronounce,
You just change it.
I would read it and be like, what can I get to that's easy to pronounce from that?
Oh,
Uh,
okay, that works. Because I mean, yeah, you also have to consider if you're like planning out this game, like, is this gonna be a name that the
that's gonna come
players or
up a lot.
people that I'm playing with are gonna be able to pronounce properly? Because you don't want to be like, oh, you pronounce it this way, every like 5 seconds or whatever, right? So yeah, yeah. So Cyril Ye of the Fells is my goddess or god of nature.
Oh, damn, man. Of the storms, man, I got Daliel, the Howling Lord. Sounds like a
Oh
fucking
damn.
badass to me.
It's funny you should say that because my god of the storms is Peniya, the Howling Lord.
Man, if they met on the battlefield, there'd be some screaming.
Right? It's a lot of screaming, man. Two
um,
Howling Lords right there.
I'm gonna point this out. I have two gods here with the same name. Who is the trickster god and who is the god of war? Well, they're both Kazdal. One is Kazdal of the mask,
You know,
and one is Kazdal, the
that could
blood-soaked
be
goddess.
interesting though, because it could be the
Exactly,
same person.
the same two
The
sides,
trickster
man.
god. Yeah, it's a trickster god, man. Plays both. That's damn that
That's
dude,
some
this is actually this sheet is this is
dope.
incredible, dude.
Yeah, I'm
This
gonna.
is incredible.
Daniel, could you put this in the description of the YouTube video too? By the way, a link to this.
Yeah,
She.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just wanted to. I was gonna ask you, and I completely forgot till this recent moment.
No, no, it's all good. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but Kazdal of the Mask and Kazdal the Blood-Soaked Goddess. Jesus, man, I bet
That's
when the
nuts.
mask comes off, you know you funked up.
Yeah, man.
What? Who are your gods of tricksters and God of War?
Uh, who is the trickster god? Mine is Baizu, keeper of masks. That's
He's got a mask for every occasion.
yeah,
I
man.
bet you they have a festival of masks. Everybody has to put one.
Throws a party, throws a masquerade party, and it just
Yeah,
fucks with everybody.
your God of War.
Uh, my god of war is Aziel, keeper of blades.
God damn, that's a fucking badass. That's what that is. The
Yeah,
Keeper of
man.
Blades. Jesus.
Just got a blade for every occasion,
He's
man.
probably got like 7 different swords, man. Like fucking all of them just around his hips. Scary. He
Yeah,
ever
man.
comes out on the battlefield, you better run.
I would with a title like that. Fuck that, dude.
Next up, we have some NPCs that kind of inhabit this area a little bit. So we have a local expert
Ooh.
on the arcane. That's kind of like your local expert on magic. Well, we got Eileen. She's a female human in my world. What do you got?
So I will say that you were correct with what you said earlier about Weethorpe being a dwarven area because a lot of these NPCs are
Damn.
dwarves. So the local expert on the arcane for me is Hammond, the male dwarf.
Well, damn. Damn, son. What's funny is about in my world, I have one of everything.
Oh, cool. Most of them for me are dwarves.
um, well, who's my local religious expert? This is your preacher person. Is Cece the Devout? She's a female elf in this here area, and she knows all
Hmm.
about the gods and their whims.
CC the
In
Devout.
particular, of Casdal of the Mask, who feared by the elves for being god, but not afraid to take it off and whoop.
Nice.
Making it up on the spot. It's canon.
There you go, man.
Who's your local religious expert?
My local religious expert is Anon, a female dwarf.
Anon, man.
Yeah.
It's short for anonymous.
It's spelled
Bec-
Anan.
because when they die, somebody else takes their place. Who knows the most about this area's history? Well, I have Elise, the elder female halfling. Knows everything. She's old though. She's like,
She's been around for a while.
what are halfling? I don't know what halfling ages are, but she's fucking ancient in terms of halfling ages.
Hmm.
Who knows the most about your area, man?
Ellen, female dwarf, but this Ellen is spelled Ellyn.
Well,
Ellen, female dwarf.
have a TV. Um,
Yeah, I think so.
oh man. And who knows the most about the local geography? Well, that would be Gillian Dines, the male dwarf.
Oh, there you go. You got a dwarf finally.
Yeah.
For
Who
me,
you got?
the local geography is not a dwarf anymore. It's Galwil Bally, a male halfling.
Damn, man. Where people unite.
Yeah.
Also, you have a little area for a sketch at the top of this here.
Oh man, I can't draw for shit,
I
but that's
can't
cool.
draw for shit, but I think like on the old school D&D sheets, they always had a little spot where you could draw like what your character looked like or the area you're in. So the Colville was nice enough to put one in, a little small one in here. If anybody's good at doodling, I'm sure not. And next up, it
Pretty
gives
nice.
you this little sheet continues to give, and then it gives you like a little adventure. Um, of what are some local low level enemies that might be around here? What's the local low level monster tribe? Well, in my world, in this area, there's a guild of were rat thieves
Mm,
wandering around.
damn thieves,
Fucking
hooligans.
were rat thieves too, man. They sniff out the cheese and they steal it. They gotta get that cheddar, you know what I'm
The cheese bandits.
saying? What do you
We're
got?
after some Gouda, you see. I have my local low-level monster tribe is a plague of undead shadows.
Damn, that's scary. You starting off into scary land. A bunch of damn ghosts. Sounds to me like you're. Oh wait, I'm the one with the minions of death. My dwarves haven't been doing their job in your world, or in my world, because on my a slightly farther off mid-level monster tribe, I have a plague of undead race running around.
Jeez.
What do you got?
for farther off mid-level monster tribe.
Yeah.
I have a clan of young green dragons.
Damn, that's dangerous right there is what that is.
Fucking dragons, clan of young ones. Damn.
Damn. Oh, man, you know who my
Oh,
local evil boss is, man? I got the llama. Lord of the Abyss,
llama.
man. Llama.
Oh shit.
He's fucking scary, man. Let me tell you.
Everybody cowers in the name of llama.
Llama, you
Lord,
will
Lord
fear
of the
Llama,
Abyss.
man. Look, he brings the abyss with him. All right, you know what he wants? He wants the orb of poisonous aether, and if he gets it, the realm will starve,
Oh
bro.
my goodness,
Llama
man.
will
Dude.
starve your fucking family out.
Yo, my next three names, dude. This is nuts, dude. This is actually like crazy, dude.
All right, hit me.
Who is my local evil boss? Asas, Duchess of Hell, dude.
Gee, sauce, man, of
Yeah,
saucy bitch. I bet.
Asas, yeah. ASAS, Duchess of Hell. Asas, Duchess of Hell. What do they want? The staff of demonic deception.
Jesus.
And what will happen if they get it? All light will be destroyed.
Jesus
That's not
Christ.
good, dude.
The villain, it generates some awesome villains. I mean, the
Dude,
names
yeah,
are
that sounds
the
insane.
names are a little funny, but
The names are cuckoo, but dude, these descriptions of titles and weapon names and stuff and what will happen, that's nuts, dude.
fucking Llama, Lord of the Abyss, fucking terrifying.
The Duchess of Hell wants the staff of demonic deception, and if she gets it, all light will be destroyed. That's some
I can
shit
make a
right there,
story
dude.
out of that. Easy peasy. That's easy. That's first grade. Easy. Just tossing it to you. Well, we got some lore here now. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
that I like that it gives you like here's some low level bad guys, here's some mid level bad guys, and here's the head honcho, probably evil guy of this little campaign you're running, and here's what they want, and here's what's gonna happen if they succeed, and if you fail. It's awesome. It gives you everything you need if you're just starting out and have never ever done world building, man. Give this sheet a try. I'm telling you. I'm selling you on it.
This is a great sheet. It definitely it gets your brain going, it gets the juices flowing, man. It gives you ideas and things you can expand on. Like Josh was saying earlier, like you get a name of somebody, you get a little description about them, and then you can just build like stuff off of that.
You
Like
can
it's just
build a whole adventure out of this little sheet, man.
yeah, man, you definitely
This wasn't
can.
out when we started our game, and I'm gonna give you guys a few tips on a few other things. But I'm still going over this little sheet that I like so far. Um, so here's a little lore. Here's something everybody in my world knows. They know there's a vast dungeon, and it lies beneath a place called Ghost Hill. I bet you that's where the dwarves take the dead to be buried. Ghost Hill, man. What's
Hmm.
everyone in your world know, Daniel? What's something everybody knows?
Goblins collect teeth for their fell god.
Jesus, that's terrifying. You
That's
don't want to.
everyone in my world knows that goblins collect teeth for their fell god.
Well, god damn, you gotta watch out for those goblins, man. They'll come do some dental work on you. All right, the tooth fairy don't
Damn
exist in this
straight.
bitch.
No, man.
It's the goblin fairy, and they're coming. They
Anybody
want it
who's
all.
dead on the floor is gonna be missing teeth, man.
Yeah. Very few people know this, but the god in my world, the god of nature, man, they're old and they're dying. Maybe they need a
Oh,
replacement. Maybe it's time for somebody else to take up the keeper of the runes title.
I don't like mine, dude.
What do
Mine
you?
sounds
What do
very
you know?
ominous.
What's very few people know in your world?
Very few people know there were once stars in the night sky.
Jesus Christ, what happened?
I don't know. There were once stars in the night sky. So is it like an eternal darkness or like what is going on here?
I don't know.
I thought that the Duchess of Hell wanted the staff of demonic deception so that all light would be destroyed.
Maybe
There's no
somebody
stars in
got
the
it
night sky.
before. Maybe somebody got it before and they destroyed the stars, man, but they lost it. They lost it before they could destroy the rest of the light in the world, man. And now she
That
wants
is
it so she can finish the job. That's
that's some
fucking
scary
scary.
shit though, man. There's no stars in the night sky. What is going on in this world?
If you haven't figured this out yet, I'm a big fucking nerd. You know what nobody knows in my world, Daniel? It's fucking
What?
hollow. It's hollow inside. There's
The
nothing
world
in
is
it.
hollow.
It's hollow in the
Oh,
world.
wow.
Very easy to dig.
Apparently, in my world, no one knows that there was once a god of chaos.
Jesus. Man.
Maybe that's why there was no stars. There's no stars in the night sky now. I don't know.
I love this sheet. It's the best thing ever.
It's a very it is a fantastic sheet, dude.
That's all you need. This is literally all you need to get started in D&D. You don't need a big world map. You don't need a map at all. You don't need battle maps to play D&D. All you need are some friends and some dice, and you can have a good time. Man,
This is awesome, dude.
this is a good jumping off point if you're new to it. If you're new to building a world, this gets you there, man. This gets you a nice little world name, gets you a little local area. You can use this multiple times. You can use it to build out different areas in the world. You just link it up, man. It's a good sheet.
This is a
Um,
really good cheat.
and and
It
and
really is.
and people like Colville, they just want to make the game easier for people to get into because they want everybody to love the hobby of D&D. Um,
Yeah, this is a fantastic sheet. You could just like
you could spend
re-
hours on it.
you could just like refresh it a few times and be like, what did I get this time? And
Yeah, it's
like
fun to look at.
shit, you could like write stuff down off of this one, refresh it, write stuff down off of the next. You could like come, oh, man, you could, yeah, you could literally spend hours on it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the general start of world building is like you just pick an area, man, and you build out very slowly. Very slowly you expand. What's in this area? Who's the key players in this area? Is there a bad guy around here? Who are the bad guys around here? Who's the weak bad guys? Who's the medium bad guys? Who's the big head honcho in this area? What do they want? And what's going to happen if they succeed at getting it? Because that's a possibility in D&D. The bad guys could win. They could get it.
Yeah.
They could get what they're looking for. It could even happen before the party intervenes. If the party's too busy screwing around with something else and not paying attention to what's going on in the world, they could secede very easily. And the next thing you know, the realm's decimated by famine, or all the light's been taken out, man. And trust me, they're gonna know then. They're gonna know then when they're out there in the daytime, and all of a sudden the sun's gone, or the stars, or the
There were
moon.
once stars in the night sky.
That's the evil of that fucking staff in your world, man. There were once stars in that night sky, and that staff took
Yeah.
it out, man. There's a reason to stop it.
The staff of demonic deception. Jesus.
Scary, frightening. The next little bit of advice I could give you guys is if you want to start building a world, then what you should do, and this is what I did in our game because it helped to get us started in the game, is I took an adventure, one of the early adventures. I took the town out of it and I plopped it in my world and renamed it.
Hmm.
It's already ready made. It's that simple. It's made for you to make it easier. Nobody in the party knew it. I think Toast figured it out because I used some of the same bad guys, but I didn't tell any of you guys, and you never knew. But it was because I wanted us to get started playing, and I could expand out from there. So the town I used is from an adventure called the Realm of the Reptile God or something Reptile God. Against the cult of the Reptile God. There's a town in there. Uh,
Called Stonemere. I'm kidding.
no, it's not called Stone. It's called I forget what it's actually called in it.
I'm kidding.
It's called, oh my
I'm
goodness.
just For those of you who are wondering, I'm just naming names off the campaign.
Off the campaign map, yeah. I
Yeah.
took the town in there and renamed it to Amse in our world, which was more sounding.
Oh, what was Amse?
Yeah,
I
I re
joked around. I said Amse. I was like, oh, that's it.
it's called something else in the book, but I renamed it to Amse. Amse's the one.
Hmm.
Uh, and we ran that whole adventure. We ran against the cult of the reptile god without me having to do anything,
That
other
was
than
Yeah.
work
I
on
remember
building the
that.
world out.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember. That was like some of the first stuff we did,
That
right?
was one of the. I think that was the very first adventure you guys ran. Although
Yeah,
I changed stuff here and there because that's what you do. It happens. It's very
yeah. I
it's
mean,
very
shit.
loose.
It was a cool adventure. I'd never done it before, obviously.
Yeah.
Toast is more of an experienced D&D player, so I'm sure he knew about it, or at
What's
least more
funny is
familiar
like
with it.
it's an adventure from one of the earlier editions of D&D. It's not even 4 or 5e. Somebody converted it and you can buy
Oh,
it, I believe now, or
cool.
get your hands on the convert. But that's something you can do. You can always look at old adventures and be like, "This town." What's great about that one though is that town has everything. It has everything down to the where the people in their houses have their money hidden, where money is
That's
hidden in the town.
that's pretty nuts.
Because if you were playing a thief in the earlier editions of D&D, they assumed you were going to try to steal shit.
Of
So,
course.
what do you steal? Well, you steal the money that's everybody has hidden around town.
Yeah.
But it's things like that. how do people view gods in your world? That's something you can do with world building. Like, one of the things in my world is like gods take on the appearances of the people that believe in them. What do they believe in? What do they believe them to look like? That's why Toth in my world for the Baba is a female. Ellie believes that Toth is a more feminine, motherly figure than what somebody else might. And if those two people saw if they saw the god, they would see two different things. Because
Mm,
they appear to whoever believes in them what they believe to look like. I like that idea.
right.
That's
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
um,
That sounds interesting. Yeah.
but like the bigger things are like, how do certain races react to other races in their world? Like, I praise Dragon Age for this, and I think a lot of people did too at the time. Was when the first Dragon Age game came out, there were elves out in the woods, yeah, but there were also elves in towns, and they were like almost lower than slaves. They were terribly treated by people, and it was such a change from like the high and mighty elves from fucking Lord of the Rings. It was such a nice little change. They didn't change much with dwarves though, unfortunately. Dwarves are still, we live under a mountain and we forge shit. But you know,
The typical stereotypical dwarf thing,
but
right?
think about that. Stereotypes in D&D, not the bad ones. There are good stereotypes you know, elves can be high and mighty in your world. If that's the fantasy you want to live, make your elves like that.
Yeah.
Now, there's good stereotypes. There's also really bad ones. You try to cut those out.
What are some of the like real bad ones you think?
uh, let's see.
Is it like I okay, I can probably think of one. In
Right.
your world, orcs are not like stupid
Yes.
bumbling idiots, right? They were like actually like they were smarter than the average dwarf and other things, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. See,
yeah.
I don't really like that orcs are always treated as the bad guys, man. I like the idea of like an
Right.
orc can be a good guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not like the
That's
first person that ever thought of that.
right.
But
But it's more common than not that the orcs are the bad guy.
yeah. And there's some bad guy orcs. I used one. Durs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It sounds a lot like Dur. But uh, Durs was a bad orc.
Yeah.
If he had succeeded in his mission, all the orcs there would probably be bad orcs. But instead, you get Karnak, who's an honorable leader, and
Yeah, man.
Orc Chieftain, and badass. He's like the thrall of my world
And
almost.
he's chilling somewhere because we haven't seen him in a hot minute, you
Spoilers, he's coming back.
know? Oh yeah,
uh,
he is, dude. We're headed that way.
uh,
But yeah, we haven't seen him in a hot minute.
but yeah, I don't really like the idea of dumb orcs.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's fun to play into it,
sometimes, yeah, but like for the most part, yeah, like that's one thing I noticed about this game that we're in.
and that's
Yeah,
another
that
thing.
it's
It all comes down to personal taste. If you
for
want
sure.
big, dumb, slobbering, demonic, badass orcs that are evil, fucking do it.
Fucking Urukai.
Goddamn right. Like if your fucking players want to be those guys and take over the world for the big evil dude, fucking do it. What else?
I
What else?
always, yeah,
Yeah,
I always, I don't know. I feel like playing bad guys would be an interesting D&D thing. I figure it would depend, how it goes,
it
because
depends on the party, really.
certain people can get a little extra with it from what I've, yeah,
Yeah,
like, from what I hear. But
I think our party would
yeah,
be good with it actually.
yeah, yeah, I think our group would be pretty cool with it. But
I,
anyway, yeah.
as long as you guys don't like try to dick each other over terribly. I mean, it's fine to do it a little bit. Um,
What do you mean?
like if you have interceding goals, like
Oh, okay, I see what
maybe
you
you're
mean.
both fighting over the same evil item. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you mean like you don't want like the players to like have conflicts that Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying.
well, you can do it. Like, you can do it. You just have to be careful. It takes the right group of people to do
Yeah.
it.
Like you said, it all depends on the people you're playing with.
There's a whole section in the Dungeon Master's Guide, by the way, to world building and crafting. Here's some big questions you need to answer. How prevalent is magic in your world? Is it rare? Are people? Is it teeming with people that are juiced by the power of
Yeah,
the arcane? Or is it very mundane, man? Maybe like out of every 100 years, maybe there's just a few people born with it, a handful of people born with
Yeah.
magic.
The way that I take this is like think of it for those of us or for those people who are familiar with Star Wars, think of it as uh like Jedi and stuff.
Yeah,
How many people are in this certain timeline are force sensitive? How many are Jedi? How many, like that's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of what I equated to.
yeah.
Yeah, like is magic like a thing people, like will people hunt after, anybody who's, wielding magic out in the open, or is magic a thing that's openly accepted, or things like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting.
But there's questions you kind of need to answer when you start a world.
Oh, of
How
course.
new is your world?
Yeah.
Is it very new? Is there like a long list of heroes, or are the heroes of this story going to be the very first ones to come along here? Is it the birth of a new age
Yeah.
kind of deal? Um, how much of it is this world known? Has it been well traveled? Are there a lot of people that have? Is it well mapped? Do we know where everything is? All the nations? Have we had first contact with other races yet?
Right. Yeah.
I am dying to do a sci-fi game where the players are human. I know that sounds so lame in a sci-fi game, but all the players are human and they have the very first contact with extraterrestrial life. I want to explore that.
Yeah, man. I mean, Josh joked about in the past, like making a game where Elon Musk is the first person to make it to Mars, or
Yeah, man.
it's like the Raven Guard, or what the hell was, no, there was
Ravenhaven.
the Raven Haven. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, where the fucking rocket first touched down on
yeah,
Mars.
yeah,
They had
yeah.
first contact.
It's like the crashed Elon Musk ship, the Raven Haven.
And that really stems from Mass Effect and the First Contact War, where the very first people I believe in Mass Effect that the humans encounter are the Turians, and there's some misunderstanding, and a fight breaks out, and it starts a big ass war. Which is,
Mm,
yeah, I think it's explored in the novels. They only mention it very casually a few times in the game. I always want more info on the First Contact War, and that makes me want to do a First Contact to see how it would go in a D&D style or tabletop role playing game style game.
mhm.
How would the players kick off a war by accident under misunderstandings? Who
Or would
knows?
there be some kind of negotiations, figure
Yeah,
something out?
you
We'll
know.
see. Yeah,
And that's just first contact with one race. What if there are many races out there in the extraterrestrials? You
right.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make allies, make friends, or allies or foes or whatever.
What if the first race you meet are extremely hostile and they want to make the human races their new slave race? Maybe they
Yeah,
succeed, man. Maybe that's the story. You're breaking it out. Fucking revolution.
Planet of the Apes in this bitch, dude.
Yeah. So I got way carried away on ideas there. Holy
No,
shit.
that's ideas for, for worlds right there. It
But
all
yeah,
fits into what we're talking about.
world building. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How common are monsters in your world, man? Are they rare? Are they are they stories? Are they what they tell their kids at night to make them go to bed? Or are they
Mm.
out there? Are they prevalent? Are they around everywhere and everyone knows about them and how dangerous they are and they fight them? You know? Do they have leaders? Do those evil bad guys have people in command of them? Why are they doing what they're doing? What are their goals? Are they just hungry? Do they want to eat you and your children at night? You should tell your kids that, because they need to know.
It's like the goblins in my world. They just want teeth for their fell god.
Yeah. But yeah, gods. Maybe there are no gods in your world.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the party.
it's a
Man.
godless world.
Maybe that's what happens at the end. Maybe at the very end of your campaign, man. After all the trials and tribulations, at the very end of the game, the heroes become the gods of this world. Wouldn't you want to revisit that world in 1,000 years to see what happens?
I would. I'll tell you that much. That'd be nuts, dude. That would be fucking cool.
But Jesus, there's
The
so many.
possibilities are
Yes,
endless.
maybe it's ruled by fucking demons. Maybe they're the gods. Maybe you're being punished. Are there
Maybe.
cults? There could be cults all over the place. Maybe they believe in animal worship. That's a belief in spirits. That's kind of what Jake's character believes in. Rook. There's so many different types of religions, and if you have the Dungeon Master's Handbook, Master's Dungeon Master's Guide, like I do, I have the PDF open right here, and I'm just looking at some of this stuff
Hmm.
to give myself ideas. Like, there's so much. There can be philosophies. There can be, like, you can be a paladin and not believe in a god. You could believe in yourself. I believe I have the power to change this. I believe in justice. I believe the way to save this world is to conquer it and become its ruler. That's a paladin that Jake and I were talking about. We want to play. We want to see. But
The opposite of a paladin.
yeah, well, I mean, he's still a paladin. He believes he's doing the right thing. He
I
thinks
mean,
truly that he's the good guy because he
yeah,
wants to rule the
that's
world to save it.
those are some of the best villains, right? When they think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see. I could see that.
There's a dope ass story in there somewhere. I don't think it'll ever come up in our game, but maybe in another game.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's you could always save your ideas for another game.
Um, there's maps.
Sure.
Um, you need to get this is a hard part for me is like scaling how big the world is versus what's in it.
I that is probably something I could see myself struggling with too. Is like how big do you make the world map? Maybe I think another cool thing is like you could make this like the visible world map, right? Like you could have more to it if you need to
Yeah,
later on, or like you have a fog of war on our map currently.
yeah. But
Um,
here's what I should have done. Here's where I feel like I made a mistake early on, and this is just the only way to do. The only way to get better at doing this is to make the mistakes and learn. So what I should have done is the moment you guys left OMSE, I should have just had a very tiny map. Very tiny map. I gave you guys this gigantic world map, and I feel like it may have been a little overwhelming, not just for you guys, but for myself, because I tried to put so much in it. And it's like, and if I'd done this bit by bit by bit as they traveled and discovered the world
and you
or
could
in this
also like
area.
expand upon it if or change it if you wanted to, right?
Exactly. Sorry. I had the
Because
cough there.
I think maybe perhaps sometimes making a map, you can kind of limit yourself and like put yourself on handcuffs,
Hmm.
if you have ideas later. So yeah, I could see that happening.
And the truth is, you don't even really need a map to play. I just like to have one because it's a personal thing.
I'll be honest, I prefer maps as well.
Yeah.
I like having maps. I know you don't have to have one, but if there's if you tell me like you have an option of having a map or not one, I will always choose a map if that's an option. But I know you can do it without one.
There's
Maps
yeah.
are just cool, man. They're very fun visual things to look at.
There's a whole section on making maps in the Dungeon Master's Guide. That's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
and Josh has like a bunch of tools he uses to make
Yeah,
his own map and stuff like that too. So,
they're great.
which
They're
by the
getting
way,
little sequels.
he puts up some maps on what's the website you put them on?
I put them on DeviantArt. I also tweet them out.
DeviantArt. So yeah, you can like actually use the maps he's made for our game and just some of his maps in general that he's made in your game. So
Yeah, it's
check them out, dude. They're really
deviantart.com/Josh902, man. That's all the
there you
maps.
go. There's some really dope ass looking maps. So
I also
I
have
would
some I have some really bad fan fiction on there.
You can download that as well. No, I'm kidding.
If you want, it's a very weird Resident Evil role playing thing I did a long time ago. Because I was super into Resident Evil. I also have some really cool signatures I made.
Speaking of Resident Evil, have you ever considered doing a Resident Evil RPG game?
Oh yeah, you could do that easy.
Fucking, you're on the you start off with the first day on the outbreak of Raccoon City or some shit. I
You're
don't
all
know.
fucking stars, officers. Fucking Nemesis hunts you down. The end of the campaign is you
That's
die.
that's fucked up. All that for nothing. No, okay.
uh, or
Uh,
maybe you escape. Who knows?
that just
Uh,
reminds me that also reminds me of like a Predator campaign where you just like running from the
Dar.
Predator. Or,
There is that
dun,
aliens
dun, dun,
game.
dun, dun,
I want to do that at some point.
dun, 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 dun. That
But next we have settlements, right? You gotta have people, and like there's things to think about when you're
right.
making it. Like what what purpose does this serve in your game? Like how big is it? Who lives there?
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I was just gonna say, so while we're talking about maps, I have the map of our game open. Um, because it's like I said, it's a cool visual thing that we got here because maps are Maps are cool. Um, but yeah, there's like the thing I was gonna say is like, how do you like determine how far away you make one town to another? Because you don't want to make them too close. You also kind of don't want to like make them too far. I don't know. Like, there's like, how do you determine the distance between each town?
Man, for me, I just go with good instinct. What makes sense? How does it look on the map? And what do they do? Like, let
Because
me
like for example,
let, I'm
I'm
gonna
looking at
pull
the
up our
map
map
of
actually.
yeah, I'm looking at the map of Alaric right now, right? I'm looking at the mysterious wilds with the ruins of Solaris there.
Yeah.
To the upper right of that, there's Amse, which is like the first town we ever went to in this game. And then below that, like like further down to the south, there's a Spirit Spire, and to the right of that, there's the Old Town lands. And then like there's like a lake, there's like a giant lake over here with like a little river running to the ocean. And then to the west of that, to the left, there's Zakim or Zakum, or how do you say that one? Zakim.
Had it
And then
right there.
there's Shimmervale and Fort Set, and then there's there's like the three Orkland spires over there. So there's there's stuff like scattered out, but like you could like technically start from Amse and then like go down to the Spirit Spire and then go. You could like follow a trail or a road to like each town or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Which actually that's kind of what we did in the last game when we were traveling to the Orklands, right? We were in the Spirit Spire. We went down to the river. We passed Zakim, and then we passed Shimmervale, and that's kind of what we did the last game. We were just like
Yeah.
rolling past some of these towns and stuff that
Some
we
of
that
it
we
is
got
just
to get
things
to.
that make sense, right? So a lot of my towns, you'll notice, are near water. Like they're within water distance. They're around
Yes,
lakes. They're near the ocean or the
Amse
frozen.
is
Yeah.
Yeah, Amse's on the edge of the ocean there up top. Old Town lands are by the ocean down below. The Spirit Spire is by the lake. Sakim is by the lake and the ocean.
I feel like
Shimmervale,
I feel like, or I don't feel like. I think it's a proven fact that people are just drawn to
to
water
water.
sources. Yeah,
Yes.
because we need it to sustain life.
Hmm.
Um, and so I tend to put things near there. Odds are, if they're not near that, there's something unusual about that place or something special that may. Why would you settle here?
Hmm.
Um,
Like for example, the Phoenix Guard camp was located in the mountains somewhere
a
or on the edge of the
defensible a
mountains.
defensible position with
Yeah,
mines. They needed iron to
which
make weapons because they have to
which makes
outfit.
sense for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
then you have woods, which is where the elves kind of hang out. Man, that's where
The
they're at.
Soroki.
You gotta have mountains. You know who live in mountains? Fucking dwarves.
Yep. They're mining in the mines, right? They're
You know why Fort
doing
Set's
their
where it's
thing.
at? It's there to guard against the Orklands because there were orc uprisings at one point.
Because yeah, there was at the beginning of the game that place was blocked off to us because they weren't our allies. We turned them into allies.
That's why the Trinity Towers are there. They're watchtowers. There's three
Mm.
towers there. They're gigantic.
There's a row of three towers. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see them very clearly on the map.
Which I will eventually post this map. I don't think I've ever posted like the whole.
Well, you've also changed it up a few times.
Yeah, I've changed it up. That's why the Fog of War is also
Yeah,
there.
there's the fog of war, and then also like after the Solaris was destroyed, there was kind of like a color coded like
Change.
thing. Yeah, with the red being the Ilium and the purple being the Praetorons.
But yeah, man, like stuff like that. It's fun to
Yeah,
think
things like that.
about. Also, I refreshed my campaign page. And I just want to say the new area I got is called the Mageocracy of Elios, and that sounds fucking dope.
The Mageocracy of Oh, you know what reminds me? Speaking of world building, have you added more entries onto your page that you added stuff on?
I have
Remember
not. I have not had time to add more to the anvil.
the world? That's what it's called, the world anvil, because that's also a really cool little thing that you were working on too. That I
Yes,
remember.
yes, it's great for keeping. So there's a tool, guys. If you've never heard of it, it's called World Anvil. I'm gonna see how much of it's still free. It was free when I was using it, and what it is it's very great for world building tools. It's also great if you're a writer in general. You can write out so much stuff, and you can link pictures to the areas. You can link pictures to the NPCs you have, to the players. You can track your whole D&D game from it. It's www.worldanvil.com. Check it out. It's mostly free, but they also have like a paid version, or at least it was free. I think it's still free.
So if you're kind of wondering what it looks like for those people who are listening or watching, uh, it's kind of like it's kind of like a Wikipedia type thing.
Yeah,
Because I'm looking at the Maximilian Sun Talent page, and yeah, it looks like something that you'd find on like one of those like Wikipedia sites.
yeah.
Like
It's very much like a wiki. It helps you keep track of things. You can do
yeah,
timelines. It's
there's
great. It's a great tool. Go use it if you want to. You
definitely
don't have to,
yeah.
but
There's
uh,
like family ties, social aptitude, intellectual characteristics, education, personal history, body features, facial features, physical. There's like species, titles, how long they live for, their age, circumstances of death if they died, birthplace, sexuality, gender, eyes, hair, skin tone,
everything.
whatever.
It gets the
If
brain going.
like for the character of Mads Mikkelsen, there's a or for the Mads Mikkelsen for the character of Maximilian Sun Talent,
Who looks like
there's a
Mads
there's
Mikkelsen?
there's a character prototype here which Josh wrote, Mads
And
Mikkelsen, because
Mads Mikkelsen. Yes,
that's
it
who the
asks
character
you,
was based off
who's
of.
this
Yeah,
based on? Mads Mikkelsen, man. That's who he looks like. He looks like him.
which
He's
that's another thing that I find that's really dope that Josh does and has done in this game is that he's based some of these characters off of like famous actors or actresses
yeah.
or people or whatever.
Cast your roles, man. It can help you
Yeah,
get
dude.
into it.
For sure. I dig that. I think that's pretty cool.
Who would play this character in a movie or TV show? Fucking Mads Mikkelsen as King Maximilian? Motherfucker. He's
Yeah,
perfect.
man.
Have you seen Polar? It's basically that. No, I'm
Polar's a
kidding.
great movie. Polar's dope. But
uh,
yeah, stuff like that is just like really, really cool. And then another cool thing that Josh does is he has this I don't know if he's updated it recently, but he has this world calendar that he uses.
yes, add time. Calendars. Come up with holidays. Come up with
Holidays,
days, weeks, months.
birthdays,
Yes.
and every time your like crew or party travels through the map, you can like skip time or
Which I need to
whatever.
update it. I've been meaning to. I need to go update it. I'm gonna do it right now.
There you go, man. There's a little reminder for that.
Calendar.
So stuff like that is really cool when you're like trying to like,
You'll find the entire
you know,
dynamic of the game will change when you start tracking time. Yes, it can be a little bit of a pain, but I use fantasy-calendar.com to do it, and it's perfect for it. I need to move. How many days did you guys move?
oh
Let's see.
boy.
You came from the Spirit Spire.
I mean, yeah, we started from the Spirit Spire, and you move like 2 blocks every day or something. Is that what it
One
was?
day,
1, 2,
3 days.
3, 5, like
So like a week. You guys spent like a week traveling.
yeah, like a week. That makes sense.
1, 2, 5, 6, 7. It is now the year 743 PD in the month of Sheffrin, and it is the Tet, the ninth
That's the
day.
first month of the year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because yeah, we actually we started the game off on the year 742, I believe.
Yes, you did.
And now we're in the year 743. We're on the Tuesday of or what is this? How does your calendar start? Is it Monday through Sunday or is it a Sunday through Saturday type deal?
It is a. Sorry, accidentally closed.
Because Tet is what?
That would technically be Monday.
Okay, so we're on the second Monday of the year
Ka would
in
be
game.
the equivalent of Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday, Monday. Gotcha.
And see, I just came up with all these names because they sound Egyptian. They don't mean anything.
Yeah,
Really. I
it's
mean, they
just yeah,
mean something to me, but
essentially they're it's the normal days of the week, but Josh just
yeah.
this is his world.
And you know what's something else that's cool about my world? It's got 3 fucking moons. Why? Who knows? But it's got 3 fucking moons.
Who knows? It's just Star Wars has 2 suns. I got 3 moons, says
3
Josh.
moons. 3 moons. They all have different like phases too.
Yeah, I see that.
There's 2 full moons going on right now, and then a waxing little deal that's fixing to go away. Can you imagine the horrors if you have 3 full moons at one time? Can you imagine? That'd be terrifying. There'd be ultra powerful werewolves out there.
I don't even want to imagine.
What's funny is like none of the characters realized it until one night one of the characters looked up.
It's like, oh wait, what are those three
There's three
things?
fucking moons. What? That was pretty funny.
Or we need to do like I need to have my character one of these days when we're like doing the night watch. I set up camp night watch. I need to have my Luke Skywalker moments with instead of the twin suns, it's gonna be the three moons with Jedrick just standing on a rock, like Luke
Uh,
in A New Hope, just standing there with the cape flapping in the wind and da-na-na-na, with the three
that'd be
moons
dope.
instead of the twin suns, you know?
Yeah, but these, I just want to say, this is not something you have to do. I do this because I enjoy it. I love world building.
Yeah.
My old DM, he hated it. He hated it. He did not like world building at all. He'd get you the basics to the adventure, and that's what he was excited about, was doing that part. But I love world building. And you know something else I do? If I'm overwhelmed by something, I'll get one of my players to build a part of the world. I'll be like, here, take this area. Tell me, what do you do?
Which
What's going on here?
I will say that when we were coming up with our characters for this game. Josh was like, "You don't have to necessarily be from the world that the map that I have here."
Yeah, the continent.
Which my character is not. I'm from like further. I think it was west,
Yeah.
like beyond the Orklands on another continent somewhere. So that's where my character's from, and I kind of like made up a name and like a town or whatever.
And
And
we're going to have to build it up a little
there's
bit if we ever go
there's
back.
yeah, there's I'll have to I'll have to like collaborate with Josh on that if we ever make it that far.
See,
But for
that's the
now,
thing.
we're
It's
here,
it's not all on you. It doesn't have to be. You can call on your players for help. It's
which
not
I
a
think is pretty cool.
it's not a spoiler to let them help build their homeland. They come from there. It helps them to know what's there.
Yeah.
And they don't have to come to you for the answers all the time about their homes. Uh, so I love
It's
doing
a
that. It's
team
awesome.
effort.
Yeah. I'll gladly go to one of my players and be like, you know what? Tell me what's going on here. Who lives here? Why? Who's in charge? Are you in charge? Also, I just want to say I refreshed this page again. My evil boss now is Kyle, a female lich. They want the
Oh,
blade of sinister souls, and if they get it, fucking evils will rule.
oh,
That's a fucking scary story there. A lich with the blade of sinister souls? Woo!
that sounds like like a
That's,
fucking magical item right there. If I've ever heard of one, the Blade of Sinister Souls. Fuck that.
you know what else no one knows in this world? All dragons are evil, but some are really good liars, not being good.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ. I gotta close that. There's too many ideas.
just Josh is like, oh no, I want to do things with
uh
names and
But
ideas.
yeah, things in like your town start small. Who's in charge of it? Who governs it? What makes it special? Is there something that makes it special? Do they make a special clothing? What's there? There's some reason this town's here. Think about it, man. Who defends this? Is there a town guard?
Perhaps this is the biggest. It's like a lake town from Lord of the Rings. It's like a big like fishing town and with like ports and whatever. I don't know.
Makes me think of that scene from Young Guns 2 where they're going through a mining town. He's like, "What are you mining here?" Like bat guano, bat drop-ins. He's like, "Well, I've heard of all kinds of towns. Heard of Gold Town, Silver Town. It's man, I ain't never heard of a batshit town." Maybe that's something you specialize in.
Yeah, man.
uh, but yeah, yeah. Oof,
Just cool little things like that to spice the world up with the calendars and the world anvils and stuff like that you guys can use or
great tool. We've been going for on this,
yeah, I mean
and we
listen,
barely scratched the surface. Is what's funny
this
about
is
it.
this is a I wanted to do this because it's a very interesting topic to me as well.
Yeah.
And it's cool, to talk to you about it because you're very very familiar with a lot of this stuff. So
Another thing that's hard for me, off just doing it off the top of my head, is just like size. Like how many people live here. Like a village, that's got about 1,000 people. After you pass that threshold, you're a town. If
mm,
a town's got up to about like 6,000 people, once you pass that threshold, you're up to like a city.
mhm.
And it's a city up to like 25,000 people. And at that point, it's just everything. It's kind of become like a metropolis. The odds of you having that many people in a city, though, are astronomical. Although Solaris probably did have about that many people, and a lot of them are now dead.
That's tragic.
Terrifying.
R.I.P.
Uh,
Solaris.
but then you got to think about like the atmosphere of that place. Are there beggars on the streets? Streets? Is it loud, noisy merchants on the streets trying to sell their wares? Things like that. What kind of
Right.
government rules it? I never realized this till I played D&D, but Jesus Christ, there are so many forms of government, and they're so different. Like you got
Quite a few.
confederacies,
Yeah.
autocracies,
You got
bureaucracies,
republics.
democracies. You got dictatorships, feudalism,
Yeah.
hierarchies, a mageocracy where mages rule, a militocracy where you got the military is in charge of everything, a
Yeah.
patriarchy. There's so
You-
many.
there's a lot.
A kleptocracy. This government is composed of groups or individuals primarily seeking wealth. Like they just want. That's a thieves guild. We run this town. We rule it, and we want the
Money,
money.
money, money, money.
I like the idea of a mageocracy, where all the mages are the guys in charge. Matriarchy or patriarchy, where only the oldest of the males or females rule. Like there's so many.
Yeah,
You look at them. There's so many. Um,
definitely.
The Praetorians in my game, they were a confederacy, but they have changed. They became an empire, ruled by one man, Jackson Tanis.
Fucking Jackson Tannis.
Like he changed their form of government. He killed off everybody that was ruling and took over. Pretty much, pretty much what happened. You got to think about your money, mostly because it's pretty funny when you describe it to people. It's on the. We only deal with like gold pieces in our game because I don't feel like dealing with like silver and copper and all that stuff.
Yeah, we used to. I remember at the beginning of the game,
It became too much.
we had like, oh, how many copper pieces, or you got. There's
Well, just make it a round number for me. Yeah, no, you got like
Josh is like, you know what? Just
342.
fuck all that.
Fuck all that. We'll just do gold. I like keeping
Gold
it
and
simple.
gold and platinum or whatever, right?
Going back to governing for a second. Think of titles. Titles are so cool, and you can make them give special abilities too.
You can have some like pretty extravagant extra titles too, you know.
Yeah, like you can have. Here's some of the basics. I mean, there's like emperor and empress, of course, and then there's like king and queen, duke and duchess, prince and princess.
Duchess, yeah.
Marquise, the female version of that as
A,
well.
a lot of the very a lot of the very basic ones, like
Baron, baroness,
Archduke or a
knight,
fucking viceroy or whatever, you know.
baronet, viscount, viscountess. Like
Yeah.
in my game, it hasn't really come up much, but there's definitely like titles that you could earn. It would give you a special ability. That's
Mm.
something I learned from Matt Colville. Like if there's like a monk in the game somewhere in my world called the Master of Minds. If another monk came along and beat him in a fight 101, that monk would become the Master of Minds. You know what would happen? He would start dealing psychic damage because his physical damage also affects the mind. That would be dope.
That sounds cool.
Think of cool uses of titles. Um, Factions. I can go for hours on factions.
Oh boy, I mean, yeah,
But some
that's
simple ones are like, Knights of the Round Table or Thieves Guilds or mercenary companies. Those are some very basics. Who are the elite
mhm.
special forces in your world? Well, mine are the Phoenix Guard, who are no longer mercenaries. They've become a part of the Ilium Dynasty army now, and the Raven Guard,
Yeah.
who I don't know,
Shit.
haven't really made much of an appearance in the current timeline.
In the backstory of creating my character, I came up with a group called the Dauntless 11,
Yes,
which we used in the Labyrinth of the Forsaken, or Labyrinth of the Forsaken. Yeah, yeah.
and they're gonna come up again at some point, I'm sure. They are.
Yeah.
The way I see them is that they're almost like the Knights of the Round Table. Almost that they've disappeared. They're heroes that have they disappeared. Something happened, and
Yeah,
nobody
so
knows.
yeah, pretty much the basic thing is like my hometown was attacked. The general character who is an uncle of mine gathered up some of like the finest warriors of our land, and they set out, and they have, like Josh said, they've been they're out there somewhere.
And I'll be honest, we're probably gonna come back to world building again. Because we've been at this for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and my voice is starting to give out a little bit.
Well, you've been talking quite a bit.
um, uh, but yeah, man, those are the basics. Those are the very basics. We'll probably get more advanced in later sessions of this, but I've
Yeah.
had so much fun talking about it. But yeah, to recap, start with small stuff. Start with the small town. Use the town sheet that we've provided you from Matt Colville over
Oh,
on Don John
that
Self.
sheet, that I'm gonna be messing around with that sheet quite a bit. That is a very
Yeah,
it's really cool, dude.
it's cool. Use it. It's there for you. There's so many online tools, and all people want from you is do it. Just use it. That's why it's there. They want you to play D&D. They want to make it easier for you to do it. The questions alone are worth having the sheet. The fact that it autofills some of them out to help you along the way
That
is
yeah,
just
that's
icing.
that's a great help. Yeah, exactly. And you could always like refresh it a few times and see what you get, and if you like something, you can keep it or you can change whatever you want to
Holy fuck!
change.
I
What'd you get?
refreshed it. Lore. Something no one knows. The world is ending in 31 days.
Oh my lord! Something no one knows,
No one knows that the world is ending in 31
dude.
days.
Everybody's about to get a massive wake up call in about a month,
I cannot believe that's an option.
dude. I would hate to play that game. What
You get to
happens
the very
after
end.
that?
Yeah,
Is that
everybody
it?
dies, man.
That's rough, dude. That's rough. Oh
uh,
man, that's crazy.
that's when you're a DM and you fuck with things like how long is a day? It's
Yeah,
72
right.
hours is a day in my world. But you have a lot of time to do stuff.
Shit,
It's not just when you
shit,
sleep.
dude.
Oh my goodness. God, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get something out of it. Um,
Yeah, I mean, the shit I did with this. A lot of this is really, really useful, awesome information, man.
anyway, I think I think that's gonna be a show. I think that's a
All
show.
right, man. All righty then.
Uh,
We'll call it there for today, everybody. But those this is a, if I may say so myself, a very informative, interesting episode of the Cantina this week, man.
Man, I got excited.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
gonna be
good,
hard to
man.
come down after this,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Uh,
a heck of a lot of cool tools and stuff that, yeah, I mean, like I said, every time I always try to every time I always have a story or an idea in my head, I always have like certain names are some of the hardest things to come up with, but sometimes I'll come up with like some names or some characters that I have in mind or something, and it's like I
yeah,
have this and this, but like how do you like go beyond that,
yeah,
So it's cool finding out, or learning about some of these things that can help you come up with this kind of stuff. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
very 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 cool stuff. So yeah.
Let's do our shout out, shall we? And we'll call it a show.
We shall.
You're up.
Let's do it. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining us this week. It's been a fun episode, I'd say.
Ah, hell yeah.
Uh, it was a really really great, informative, insightful show of the Cantina this week. Um, Stay tuned for next week. We'll be back again. I believe next week will be, yeah, the last one for February. So that's gonna be cool.
Bye, February.
Uh, It'll be episode 28 next week. Keep an eye out for that, like I said, for the name and topic and all that good stuff. Just, follow us on all the stuff here on the sidebars and the Twitters and the Discord and all that good stuff. Um, let's see. Coming up here, I have some more Kingdom Come Deliverance on stream. I think we should be nearing, hopefully, the end of the game soonish. Hopefully, I hope so.
Daniel's tired of it. I gotta move on.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm done with that game. I want to.
Oh, it's you've been
No,
playing it a while. This seems pretty long.
I have. Yeah, it's been going on for a little bit. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so we'll hopefully be finishing up with that. I was playing some Force Unleashed last week. I took down the Star Destroyer. So join us next week when we or this upcoming Wednesday when we uh head to the Death Star and take down Vader and all that stuff. And then we have D&D tomorrow.
No,
That's
we
gonna be
don't.
fun. Oh wait, no we don't. Damn.
Unfortunately,
We don't.
we don't. We
Oh
got to
man.
cancel it this week because I'm overwhelmed.
Oh
Unfortunately.
man. I was expecting D&D tomorrow. I totally forgot.
I know. It's like we're doing the world building episode. Oh, but we don't get to play tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I'll tell you what. We got our D&D filled for this week, I guess,
Well,
talking
yeah, we
about
did. We did.
world
We get
building.
it. We got it.
So yeah, we'll be back next week then, hopefully, for D&D.
Unfortunate.
And then of course the cantina and all that stuff. So yeah, just have a great rest of your day and week and all that good stuff, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Hi there, gang. I hope you enjoyed me talking a lot in this episode, which is something I usually don't do too much, to be honest. I usually just comment on what Daniel brings around. Um, if somehow you've gotten to me before you've gotten to these other three dudes that I'm about to shout out, that if you're new to D&D, you need to go check out, then allow me to point you to the three people that I consider masters of the game. First up, you have Matthew Mercer and Critical Role. Go check him out if you're getting new and started in the game. Second one is Adam Koebel, who does the role play shows and does some Roll20 shows. He hosts his own D&D discussion shows. Go check him out on Twitch and Twitter too. And if you need some more people, the people that know more than I do, which I don't know a whole hell of a lot, I'll tell you just the honest truth. And the last one is Matt Colville. Go check him out. Go check out his YouTube. He has a whole thing on running the game. If you're new into DMing particularly, go check out running the game because those videos will be infinitely helpful to you. They also have a Twitch stream called twitch.tv/mcdm where they're currently not doing too much D&D stuff. They're doing a lot of board games right now. They did Dune the other night. I watched them play the Dune board game. It's highly entertaining. Go check them out. Go give them follows on Twitter and on Twitch. And I wanted to shout them out because they just know what I taught you here. If you haven't seen them yet, they have so much more knowledge and are way better at articulating it than I am. So go check them out. Unfortunately, no D&D tomorrow. No Frozen Decimation. We're taking this week off. It will be back next week with a new episode, which will be interesting because when we left off, the party was being chased by Blood Riders, and they had a new baby they just found. So this is gonna be interesting to see where this
It
goes.
it sure will be.
Hopefully nobody dies, babies included. Um, but yeah, we have a lot of fun here. Every Saturday, Daniel and I do the Clockwork Cantina. If you're watching this, you know that. The details are every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Um, and it's right here. So come check it out. We almost never miss an episode lately. Um, we missed a lot during the holidays because I was working so much, but now we're back and we're strong and we're having a good time. Every Sunday we do D&D, except for tomorrow where it's canceled. We do that at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's right here on twitch.tv/Josh902, which all the info is right here. Make sure to come by and hang out with us. Say a while. Let us tell you a story and have a good time. I believe that's going to do it for us here, guys, and we appreciate all your love and support. And have a good evening wherever you be.
Bye, everybody.